Fine.
Good.
Fine.
I don't think I have a good sound effect. I need a sound effect that says good. I need a sound effect that says how you doing.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. How about
I'm
you?
I'm mega ready.
What, you're mega,
Mega
ready?
ready.
Not just
ready, he's
ready.
mega
Yeah, it's
ready.
mega ready.
Mega ready.
Mega leg.
Mega
I'm mega
ready.
ready too.
Mega ready.
Are we gonna mega start?
I'm mega ready. Mega.
I am recording.
Are you recording, Chinny?
Yeah, Chinny, you recording?
I am now.
Recording in progress.
Okay, then we're ready to start.
Oh, Duke.
Oh,
Before you continue, we did get an email this week saying that on the recordings your voice is a lot lower
true.
now.
No, not
than
a lot.
everyone
No,
else.
I was going to say I listened to last week's show, and you still don't mute when you cough.
well, that I can fix.
Well, that's not what
but
that's not what the emailer was saying. That he was quieter than us two, so he had to keep turning the podcast up to hear Duke and then turning it down again.
uh-oh,
because
that's not
Duke's-
usually what people say. They usually say
I
I'm
know.
too loud.
It says Duke has been
Oh,
sounding quiet a lot recently. I turned up the volume when Mike and Stu become too loud. So there you go.
All right, well, I mean, I guess I'll turn my mic up a little this week.
Yeah,
Bertha,
try it a little bit.
Bertha is in the chat.
Yeah.
He's in the Twitch chat. No one ever goes in the Twitch.
Who's
Okay,
it?
now
What's it?
are we
Twitch?
ready?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess.
Are you ready now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we want louder Duke. That's what we want.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
I love house music.
Welcome yo to the veteran gamers. Juju, Jimmy, other fellas will tell you about every single game that you
Guard
this
your
week.
ears.
News, reviews, and an indie pick. Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite savior.
Once again, the communication
It's the
process is
veteran
broken down.
It's the veteran gamers.
That was a farcical sound effect.
Veteran gamers. It's the veteran
Worst
gamers.
podcast ever.
Yeah, boy.
My contract is very
Switch
specific.
that
I do not have to
console
answer
up
that
before you
question.
have to press repeat, yo.
Hello and welcome to episode 751 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
Yeah, 751. What's up, people? I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
And I'm Chinny.
And I'm going to be extra loud this week because I was told I'm too quiet in general. So here comes the volume.
Guard your ears.
Wow. I feel like
You
we've
told me to be louder.
I know. I feel like we've let a monster
I
out of
think-
a box.
Ah.
I think you've misconstrued the comment.
Yeah, it was like turn your mic
Perhaps
up,
I
not turn
did.
you up.
Well, I'm a package deal, man. It's me and the mic. We're one unit.
Okay.
There's no separation between me and the mic.
Anyway, Stu, what's this podcast?
Except me and
What is
that
it?
mic. Ha!
What
The
it- what-
mic is Mike Chin.
Okay, what's this podcast, Stu?
What do you mean? I don't know
What is it?
anymore. Look, we've been doing it for
We're
what,
a video
60
game podcast. We're not military
60
veterans. We're
years
veterans of the
now?
gaming lifestyle. We
Yeah.
stream on YouTube and Twitch. Lots of people are tuning in for the first time. You can't just go, well, we've been doing this for years. Everyone knows.
But Stu, who do you
Yeah.
think who do you think this podcast would appeal to?
video
No one?
game players and old people like us, old people.
Hmm.
That's what I think.
Ah,
Gotta be old,
Hmm.
better. But it doesn't always
Pardon
appeal
me,
to
I
all
got
people. We have
laundry to
young
fold.
listeners.
Yeah. Yeah. We do
Young
have young
listeners, they're the
listeners.
worst.
We appeal to all ages, unbelievably. I don't know how that is a thing,
I don't
but
know.
apparently it is a thing.
Yeah.
It's a
Um,
thing. People listen. I don't know.
Wow. Mm.
Kind of is that.
You know what young people are?
Yeah. What do-
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're the
Oh,
worst.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yep.
Good week.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
You know what? I have actually had a good week.
Shit
Yeah.
week, but I don't wanna
Usually
talk
you
about
follow
it,
you
so, you know,
usually you
just pretend
follow that
like it
up
was a good
with
week.
what you've been doing.
Well,
What's
I've had a good
been
week,
good about
Chitty.
it?
Here's the thing, right? You know, I
You had a good week.
requested,
Shut up and start asking questions.
I requested the weekend off to come to London, and I was given the weekend off, so it's all good. You know what I mean?
It's a good week.
I'm not off on the
take that,
Friday.
work.
Not off on Friday, but I am finishing at 2, so I can
Mm.
get home, quick
boss
shit
said you're
shower and a
never
shave
gone.
and
You are always here every day.
Yeah.
So take whatever time you need.
straight out down to Wolverhampton. What time does this award thing start? By the way, I never asked you.
I don't probably about 7.
Oh, that's fine. I'll be there. I should be there in play about
Whenever.
4:30, 5ish is what I'm estimating my arrival time should
You
be.
want to
so
get
that should be
there
plenty.
while Rosa is in her peak performance,
Prime, in a prime. I want to
Yeah.
see
which is
some Rosa action.
Yeah. She's
know what I mean?
5 o'clock is she's kicking at 5 o'clock.
Jabbering. I want to hear a jabber.
You know, she
Jibber jabber.
Yeah, she's up and at them at 5
Is she-
o'clock.
Is she jibber jabbering?
Up
Is that
and
what
at
she's
them.
doing?
She's jibber jabbering. Sometimes till 7 o'clock. She's jibber jabbering.
Really?
you
As,
know.
as late as 7?
You know, it has been known for her to be like awake. She was awake during the Tyson Fury fight
Nice. I like it.
because she wouldn't go to sleep. And I've got
Start 'em young.
a clip of her watching the Tyson Fury fight. You want to hear it?
Go, yeah, let's hear
Nice.
it. Let's hear it.
Is that her going Fury? Fury.
Yeah, no, it's her going Tyson Fury shit.
Is that your commentary?
That was her for like 10
That's
minutes.
her commentary.
10 minutes.
Yep, yep. That's her going.
Is it, she's responding to the pugilism on the screen.
Yeah,
We did
Tyson
a,
Fury's a clown. That's
we
what
did
she
we
was
did
saying.
a baby first aid class today. Baby first aid class.
Oh, the
first
baby's already
aid.
learning first
Yeah.
aid, huh? That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that's impressive.
Can she do CPR?
Yeah, I
No,
might need that.
she was really shit at it. You know. No.
Staying alive, Rosa. Just
no, so we
staying
did
alive.
that,
Staying
and other people had babies, but we definitely had the oldest baby in the room, and she just wouldn't shut up.
and the coolest baby.
She wouldn't all
Yeah.
the way through the class. She was like, "Mama, mama, mama," like, just wouldn't stop talking.
Yeah,
The most
hey,
important thing you need to know is blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Tell your
Never,
kid to shut up, please.
never mind that staying alive. I think you should do it to tragedy. That'd be
Well,
more
she mentioned
interesting.
the staying alive, but she also said like the new Beyonce Texas Hold'em song is also very good.
Oh, nice.
You see,
In
when-
Texas, ain't no hold 'em.
There you go.
This is how old
Come
I am.
around.
When I was training and doing all that shit, it was Nelly the Elephant.
Yeah.
Is what
I think when you were training, it was do it to the rhythm of Og Bang Stick on Rock.
No,
Because that was the popular song at the time.
Mozart's Ninth Symphony. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
She's
It was
old.
ninth. I know it's fifth.
Is
But
the joke. Is
he
the
was very
joke.
old.
Yeah.
He's
Look,
as old
just
as
take the
Og
joke,
Bang
all
Rock
right?
on Stick.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
So yeah, that's what we've been doing. And
Yeah.
I tell you what, it's bank holiday at the moment. It's Whitsun, isn't it, next week? So
It is.
I have ate well this bank holiday. I am stuffed.
All right.
diddly
What have you had? What have you eaten?
Not
What
in
have you-
terms of like the quality of food. I mean, I have eaten a lot of fucking food.
Quantity.
The quantity, not the
There
quantity.
you go. Now you're thinking like an
everybody,
American.
everybody says what's important is the quantity, not the quality. And
Yeah,
Friday,
exactly.
Friday I had like chippy, so that ain't
Chippy
gonna,
tea.
you know, right?
Chippy tea on
Oh,
a
yeah.
Friday.
Yesterday,
Can I just a minute, Chinny? I've got to check. Are you a
Hang on, Chinny.
traditional fish and chips, or do you go off piece and have like pie and chips or something?
I don't,
What do you
I
have?
don't really like fish and chips. I'll have it, but I don't really go for fish and chips. I usually go for a sausage and chips.
See, I knew you wouldn't be a
Call
fish
yourself
and
a
chips
Protestant.
person. I bloody knew.
So chippy on Friday, and then Saturday day we went to a
I
place
guess it's
called
Catholics.
Sandwell Valley Park, which is a big park in West Bromwich, and went to a very nice Italian restaurant there. So what did I had a massive lasagna thing there,
Molto bene.
and then last night curry. Today,
Won't do an accent for that.
Pizza Hut, like just fucking awful,
Just like in the old country.
just
Shit
awful,
food,
just
shit
terrible,
food.
terrible
Yeah.
stuff.
Shit
But the
food.
excuse is
Well, unhealthy.
every time we say it, we go, "It's bank holiday, though, innit? It's bank
Yeah, it's bank-
holiday.
you-
You gotta
you
treat
just-
yourself."
You find a way to justify
You get bank
getting
holiday,
fat,
innit?
don't you? It's like, let's get fat. Who cares?
So
Once in a while, you have a little special treat, and it's
Yeah.
all good.
Well, to be fair, right, we bought a new gadget. Bought a new
Ooh,
gadget.
you're not the type of person who gets into gadgets, dude.
I know. We got our Uni pizza oven talking like 6 years ago now. So I've had that thing for 6 years, and it's gas powered, which is fine. you know, and it works, but it's not very good if it's windy. You know, if it's a windy day, it keeps blowing out the gas burner.
So you bought a special pizza oven for windy
So-
days.
So no, not just an hour. So we are in the Ninja ecosystem,
Oh
right?
dear.
I know.
The Ninja. Oh,
It's a
like
brand.
the company
Yeah.
Ninja.
Yeah,
I
they
got
made. I found out recently. I didn't know this, but you know, Shark Hoovers. It's
Yeah.
the same company. So
Wouldn't
Shark
surprise
is
me.
the overarching company. But anyway, they have made this like Ninja outdoor smoker stroke pizza oven thing, right? Electric.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, dude, I've been umming and ahhing, like, shall we get one? Shall we not get one? I don't know. And then they got me because there was an offer on. Okay, you know, I like a good deal. Like a good deal.
Yes.
And then on top of that, if you clicked on another link, you could stick another coupon code on top and get another 10% off. So I'm like,
Oh,
so I
your
had to do
Windy
it.
Days pizza oven cost
They're
you.
over. They're over, man. Over. £248, right? But
You know, it's a better deal than that. Not spending 200
Oh,
pounds on a
listen,
Windy
listen,
Day
listen,
pizza
listen.
oven.
that includes a stand and an outdoor cover, so you don't have to take it in
Oh
or anything.
well, I mean, if it includes a stand,
And-
then it's a steal.
We tried this. This is how good the pizzas were. We did pizzas last night outside. Got it going for the first time. And Millie said, and I quote, "This is the reason I'm not leaving home,
Oh
Right.
snap!
just for pizza." So that's how good the
Yeah.
pizzas out of this oven were. They were impressive. I've got to say, 2.5 minutes, job done. So yeah, I would recommend if you want a pizza oven. Totally recommend it. It's very good.
I'm
very
good. I live
impressive.
near a Pizza Hut.
Do you want Millie to leave home?
Well, I keep
You
trying,
want
man.
to
but she's-
increase the
I don't know.
possibility of her leaving home.
Trying, but
Do you really though, Stu?
yeah, well, if I did really, I'd have been making shit pizzas, I guess. I don't know. That seems to be the key to
So-
this. Make shit pizzas and she may leave home. Who knows?
Rosa will leave home at 12 at this rate.
12. Get her out there. What the hell?
You could actually
Well,
make a shit pizza.
it's a
like,
good job
use
that
the
Millie's-
oven that you have, but just
It's
put
a
shit
good.
on it.
It's a good job Millie's not 18, isn't it? Because she'd be sent up to military service.
Well, yeah, apparently so. Yeah,
Yeah.
military service. What do you
Isn't
think
it?
of this, Duke? One of
I have
our.
no idea what you're talking
So
about.
basically, there's going to be a general election on the 4th of July.
God bless
Independence
America.
Day.
Sunak already out.
No, Sunak has
running.
called the election, and
Oh, so he thinks he can stay in power, huh?
Yeah.
one of his new policies he's going to introduce if they win the election is national service for everybody age 18 years old.
Well,
they're gonna
they
send
had
him-
it in
put
the
him in the
U.S. for
military.
a while.
Put him in the military.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
For a year.
All right.
For a year.
For a year. Is it
Or-
just military service, or are there other options?
No. It's still
You can
national
do
service.
community service.
Oh yeah, there is something else. Yeah, I remember that.
there you go.
Look, but you do that on
I mean,
your
I don't have
weekend.
anything against community service. Like, teaching is a form of community service, so maybe they could have people,
The community
helping out with
service one.
schools and
The
stuff.
community service one, I'm like, I don't think that's a terrible idea, right? But
No.
but like, do they get? You remember like EMA money and stuff, Stu? Remember that? Like a bit of support
yeah.
for the kids. Do they get a bit of that? Like, do they get
City
something?
balls, it's like, come
You
on,
know?
get in the army.
Yeah.
But as much as I'm like, part of me thinks these kids could learn something. They could learn a skill. They could do something with their
and
lives.
that,
Who knows?
Stu, and that is why he did it, because the people that he's trying to get to vote
Yeah,
are the
older-
people.
boomers want
older
these
ones.
kids today to
are the
learn
boomers,
something.
the boomers that go, you know what? These kids can get off bloody TikTok and get in the army.
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
That's
definitely.
exactly.
I said that to them.
So
I
my
exactly
problem,
said
my
that to
problem
them.
with this, Stu, is these
Yeah.
decisions aren't made for what's best for the country. They're made for what's best for votes.
Yeah, but you say that, right? But if these kids are in the military and they can legally stab someone, rather than just stabbing someone randomly on the street, how can that not be better?
Is that a huge,
these
problem?
These politicians.
Oh, massively.
These politicians
Massively do.
make decisions to make themselves look good and get votes, not for the benefit of the country.
Yeah. Meanwhile, isn't this schmuck face sending fucking people out to Rwanda? People who trying to come into the UK, and he's sending them on fucking flights to Rwanda. Didn't John Oliver do a whole
Well,
thing about this?
It's meant to do, but obviously nothing's
What a
happened. Yeah,
schmuck
that's what
bag.
he's meant to be doing.
They spent like £1 million on it.
Oh, no more. No.
Right.
They worked out that for every person they send to Rwanda is going to
Yeah.
cost like about £2
Yeah.
million pounds.
That's the
Per-
outrage.
per
That's
person,
what you should
per
be fucking
person.
impeaching this schmuck for.
Per person, they waste money
What a
like it's going out
bonehead.
of fashion. They seriously.
What a
But
schmuck.
yeah, just coming back to your
That's
stabbing,
fiscal conservatism.
your stabbing question. Is that a problem?
Yes.
I came
yes.
into work yesterday. Someone in Leyland.
You got stabbed.
No. Someone in Leyland, right, kicked the ball over a wall into a neighbour's garden. When they climbed on the wall to try and get it back, somebody shot them in the head with an air rifle.
Oh my God.
So that happened. They ended up with a fractured skull. And I was telling someone at work, and she went, "Oh, someone got stabbed in Burnley this morning at 6:15."
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, okay then." I mean, that's what it's like. Everyone's just like, "Oh, someone got
mean-
stabbed down there." Stabbings are becoming. Like you have gun issues in America. Well, in
It's
the
not
UK,
the same.
Well, no, but
It's not the same.
people
And it's
are
also a question
stabbing a
about whether
lot
it's
of
worse
people.
now than it
They
is. It
are.
worse than it was 10 years ago? We don't know. It's hard to tell, right?
So the
I'd be interested to know the
homicide rate.
statistics.
I know it's not stabbing, but the homicide rate in America is 120-fold greater than the UK.
Oh no, I'm sure that's absolutely right.
So-
But yeah,
I lost a sock. Where'd my sock go? I have a Simpsons sock. The
God.
Duchess got me these Simpsons socks, and I lost the other one like this.
What a great show!
what a
This
great
is-
show.
what a
We're
great
talking
show.
about politics.
Let's talk about stabbing more than
Talk about
instead.
stabbing,
Here's something.
politics, and
I watched a
socks.
documentary series about the Duggar family. The 19 kids and counting. Holy crap! What a nightmare cult that group's a part of. The Institute for Basic Life Principles.
Oh yeah, Duggar,
Cults everywhere.
I can see it now.
Yeah.
Duggar family.
Yeah.
Duggar.
Oh God! Don't get me started.
7 seasons.
I mean, it's very interesting. Yeah. And
Why is there
and
7
only then did they
Yeah.
realize, oh wait, one of them is into child porn, and like the person in charge of the cult that they were part of, he's accused of sex trafficking and harassment and rape, and
Why is there 7 seasons of this?
because people love seeing wholesome families.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. By the way, just to give you some statistics about knife crime in the UK.
Do we
Uh,
need more statistics
I'm
about knife
just
crime
telling you
in
how
the
bad
US?
it is. Last year, there were
Okay.
49,000 knife offences in the country. 49,000.
That's a lot of knife offenses.
And
Yeah.
it increased 7% year on year. So there was 7% more last year than the previous year. So it is a bad.
Okay.
It is.
Well,
It's
there you go.
happening. It's
It is bad,
that's-
yes.
No guns, but we can stab people.
And I
with
don't know
pretty much any
why,
Knife.
but somehow it's America's fault.
It is America's fault. Totally
Everything's
is.
I don't know
America's
why.
fault.
Totally is. So there you go. Anyway, now that we've turned into the Sing cast, I feel like we should.
Dude, you're not even close. But I appreciate the thought.
Yeah, there you go.
Should we talk about what we've been playing, or somebody have
Yeah,
a
I
proper
think we should
story?
talk about some video games. No, I
I honestly
Wow.
think I've put on.
I hate
I
hate
a
that sound clip.
stone this weekend.
I bet you have. I bet
Do
you
you know what I
have.
mean?
Yeah.
You
Well,
won't
I'll be honest,
recognise me
you-
when you see me in.
Your
London.
face definitely looks fatter now.
Fuck
even just
you.
looking at it. It just does. You know what I mean? That's
Doesn't.
like
I don't know what you're
that's
talking
like,
about.
I think you've got a bit of pizza still wedged in each side of your
Jesus Christ.
cheeks or something.
I'm
I
offended.
don't
I'm triggered.
know.
Welcome to the Veteran Gamers, where we start right in with the body shaming.
All right, fatty, what have you been playing?
I started last week. Somebody else has to start.
Ah, so what you did.
I'll
then.
talk about Manor Lords. Got something to say.
All right, okay. Man of Lords.
Manor Lords.
City builder, you've been building your city up.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know if I can
village,
play it over my
town.
big belly or anything like that. You know. What I mean?
You can rest your controller on your belly. What are you talking about? And your
You know,
snacks.
my
You put your
dad-
snacks on
my,
there.
my dad bod.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Well, you are a dad. You are a dad.
I'll get rid of it. Don't worry, Stu. It'll go.
Well, it's not my fault you've been eating shit all weekend. That's just going
Or
off
it
what
doesn't
you
really
told-
matter as long as you're healthy and like whatever. Bodies grow and they shrink, and that's
Duke,
the end of it.
I respect you, but also you're wrong. What matters is looking good. We
It
all know
is.
that.
It is. It's vain.
matters is finding my
don't realise
sock.
that.
Right, you find your sock. I'll talk about Manor Lords. So,
Look, Chinny can't be a diva if he doesn't look good, can you, Chinny? There you go.
Manor Lords. Can we talk about Manor Lords?
Talk about Manor Lords.
Yeah, you've been building up your manor.
So
Yeah,
I've
have you
been-
got any fat villagers? all right. I'm sorry. I'll stop. I promise.
Are we done?
I'm done.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Manor Lords.
Manor Lords.
Hang on.
Lords of the Manor.
Just got to throw up all the food that I've eaten.
I know, but yeah.
Hang on.
Come on, get it out.
Right.
Manor
Manor
Lords.
Lords is a video
Manor
game
Lords.
where I've been playing, and I fucked up. I've got basically to a point where the game is over, right?
So is there a thing where like if you do enough things wrong, you're fucked? Is that it? There's no comeback.
For me, there was, yeah, there was. Like, it's never happened to somebody at work who's playing it a lot as well. But I
Right.
got to a point where basically this army said, I want to fight you for your territory. All right?
Okay.
And I was like, because usually you get sort of bandits come in and they just want to just, I don't know, burn you bloody
Yeah, steal
village
some
down.
shit and burn a house.
They
or
don't really
two.
have a purpose. Whereas this army came and wrote me a letter and said, "We're gonna take your bloody village.
Your shit, all your shit. We're taking it.
We're gonna pick a battlefield and we're gonna fight for your village. And if you don't fight, then
We'll take your village anyway.
and we win." And I was
Yeah.
like, "All right." So I did the true British thing.
Yeah.
I ignored the problem.
So you didn't actually go
I
and
just
go to the battlefield.
I made them wait there for 4 months. This army, they just
Is
waited
that
there.
true? They didn't even like attack or anything.
No, we agreed at a plot of the land where we were going to have a fight, and then I just never showed up. Right,
Brilliant.
and I was like, I'm not going to show up. And I thought, well, what they're going to do? If they don't, maybe they'll just like kill me or something. So
What are you gonna do about it, you punk ass army?
Yeah, exactly.
So I didn't show up, and then they just went, "Okay, you didn't show up in the agreed 3 months, so we own your village." And I was like, "Oh," and then I couldn't click any of my buildings,
And that was it.
and that was it. And I
Oh my
reloaded the
God.
save and tried to fight them, and lost very, very quickly.
Can I just ask when you actually fight them? Does it look brutal? Does it look like a proper battle, or
Sort
is
of
it a
like-
bit crap? Was it a bit crap?
You can go pretty close. Yeah, there's animations and stuff. It's not like
No, but I mean, is it like something out of Game of Thrones, or is it just like
if you squint a bit, if you squint,
And you have sex with your sister.
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
Same if you squint and you look at me, you probably think I'm not fat, Stu.
That's
You
true.
know.
Just the way I'm squinting.
Down the
and-
sock.
You're totally right. You look. Oh God,
Yeah.
you're so skinny. There
Yeah.
you go. Oh, back to
Anyway,
reality.
I'm really restraining not to throw anything back at you, Stu. I'm going to be very nice to you.
Let's
Alright.
all just let it go. God
Alright,
damn.
okay,
Bodies
okay,
are
okay.
various sizes at various times. The end.
So anyway, my fat self was playing
Manor
this,
Lords.
right? So,
Yes.
and yeah, that was
Yeah.
it. But I was shut out of the game. I couldn't control my
Wow.
village, and I almost said, "Fuck this game, I'm done."
Did you? I bet you did.
But then
How many?
apart-
I mean, how many hours did you put into it at this point?
I don't know, about 4, 5.
Oh, it's not crazy amounts.
No,
then. You haven't
no.
put, like days in.
But then
Well, that's funny. I did a search. There's there's a Steam post. Someone named Battle Pants 2233 said, "Region claimed without a fight and game just ends. My game literally ended without a region claim battle. This makes 0 sense." All caps. "I have the claim on the land. One AI simply claiming the land and not fighting for it should not be ending the game. This is utter BS."
well,
Oh dear.
that's the way it is, I'm afraid.
It doesn't take a genius. Someone responded, "It doesn't take a genius to figure out that if you aren't going to fight for your region, the AI claiming your land will mean it's game over." All right, I'm done reading off of Steam now. Go ahead, Chinny.
So
Okay,
I almost said, "Fuck this game, I'm done." And then a part of me was like, "But maybe I'm not done. Maybe I could play it again."
Well, maybe you could do
Yeah.
it better
Maybe I
next
do.
time.
But I haven't.
You didn't have like a slightly older save?
I haven't. Well, not really. But I haven't played it since because Duke,
Okay.
you know what it's like to just start again.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's the best part of
That's
most
the best
games.
part. So I'm like, I'll just start
Yeah.
again. But my next one is going to be all the possibilities are going to come true this time.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to go wrong.
That's right.
And I've been watching a
I-
few
I
YouTube
sort of
videos
think,
at work
yeah.
and trying to find out which one's
And
the
that
best.
classroom in your head, baby.
I sort of think as well that the foundations, what you lay down at the beginning, has a massive effect on the end game anyway. So
What
even
they
if you
call
went,
in the game of Go, Fuseki.
yeah, so even if you went back to a previous save, the damage was probably already done at that point. You wouldn't have been able to
Well,
get
he
to a
could have
point.
actually fought instead of not fighting.
No, he did that
That's
and
what
got
it came down
beaten.
to.
No, he told us that.
Did you get beaten, or did you just
Yeah.
choose not to fight? I thought you just
No,
chose
he
not
did
to
that,
fight.
and then he went to a previous
I'm
save,
asking
and then
Chinny.
well, I asked him about what the battles look like if you'd have been
Oh,
listening.
I missed something. Sorry. I've been what?
Honestly,
As Lady
Anyway.
Gaga said,
Jesus Christ.
as Lady Gaga said,
You were born this way?
you can fix a mirror, but you always still see the cracks. So I'm going to start anew, right? I'm going to just start anew.
Start anew.
But I haven't done that yet. I've been watching of like, what did I go wrong? Where did I do this?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Manalords.
Well, I'm assuming you need
Okay.
a bigger army, bigger and better.
Yeah, but it's
army.
so. How do you get an army?
I don't know. I don't play this game.
So how do you think you get an army?
I don't know.
Probably
just
you assign
train,
more people to
yeah,
the army,
to
and
the
you
army
get
and
more
train
weapons.
them. Train them.
You can't train them.
Okay.
You have to build. So you have to build weapons.
Okay.
So all
You
right,
wanna build weapons, you need more.
I'll build some
iron.
weapons. Yeah.
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 Okay.
yeah,
So now I
yeah.
need to upgrade this house to a blacksmith.
Yeah.
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 But as we
yeah.
said last
Okay.
week, if you want to do X, you got to do
So
3
I'll-
steps to get you to
what I'll
X, and
do-
one of those requires 7 steps.
So to supply that blacksmith with iron, I've got to get an iron depository. So well, I haven't got one of
Yeah.
those. I've used all my iron. So what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
Got to import the iron.
You
So
start
now-
a new iron
But now I
deposit.
have to upgrade this house to a second thing. But then I've got to meet all the demands of the level 1 house. So I've got to make a market store.
Oh
I've got to
my
make
God.
so it just never ends.
Yeah, it's a very
So,
interesting game.
Clicking
It's
a
like,
building, clicking a building and make
trying to
army button isn't there, Stu.
Well, I was only asking. I
Okay.
don't know. I was just checking.
It's Crusader
assume-
Kings
I'm sorry,
too,
but I
like,
got confused of
even
all the
more
cholesterol
complicated.
that I've been taking. All right.
To be fair, cholesterol,
So-
high cholesterol is more hereditary and genetic than it is by what you eat. Just saying. There you go.
Facts of the
Right.
day.
Anything else about
just thought
Manor
I'd, like,
Lords
clear
there,
that up
Chinny?
for you.
No, Manalord's done.
Okay, thanks. Yeah. Okay, good. Stu, why don't you go next?
I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna
Yeah.
talk about what shall I talk about? I'm gonna talk about Banishes of Ghost of New Eden because you were giving me some grief because I haven't played this much recently, right? So I was like, need to get back on this. Need to get back on it. Then I don't get
You
in
got back
trouble.
on it.
So I got back on it. So started that thing up again, and I remembered how good it was. I was playing it, and I'm like, this
it's good.
game is actually pretty good. It's pretty good. I have got some issues though with it, some slight minor issues.
To recap, this is Ghostbusters mixed with
Ghostbusters,
Witcher 3, isn't it?
Witcher
basically?
3. I don't know when it's set. Sort of Middle Ages or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks witches are real,
Mhm.
things like that. I don't know. But yeah, there's a
You mean they're not?
no, apparently not. Well, they are, I guess.
They
But
are.
whether they've got magical gifts or spells and all that stuff, I don't know about that.
Yes.
Don't know about that.
Yes. Okay. Right.
So sometimes, and I've had this a couple of times playing this game, I get really lost. I'm like, where the hell am I supposed to go next? And
Mm,
like on this particular occasion, there was a marker, something like 30 meters away, in this fort. You had to get into a fort, right? So I was
Yeah.
like, right, I'll get in the fort, no problems. Could I figure out how to get into the fort? I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to go?
your balls.
I wandered around for ages. When you're just wandering backwards and forwards looking for where you're supposed to go. And there was just
Yeah.
nothing obvious. There's just nothing obvious. And I'm like, and I got to the point where I'm thinking, I'm gonna have to look up a walkthrough because just to find where I have to go because I've no
Not
idea
a
where
good
I'm gonna go.
sign.
No, I'd killed all the monsters, done all that stuff, and then thought, well, how the hell thought? How do I get in the fort? And just by sheer chance, there was a fire, like a torch, like a fire torch, and it had a piece of red cloth dangling off it. So I was like, well, why is that in that particular spot? Because that's a funny place. And I shot the wood, right? Because you get a rifle a bit into the game. You get this one-shot rifle thing. And the wood collapsed and there was a tunnel underneath. But it was sheer random luck that I found it. It wasn't by, oh, yeah, that's where I've got to go. I just happened to shoot the right spot and the wood collapsed. And we're like, really?
Wow, lucky.
Yeah, I was like, really? Is that the best way to
Really?
get me into the next area of the map? What the hell?
Really?
But that aside, I mean, it's a minor gripe and it is slightly annoying, and it does happen quite.
That's
a few
what we're all
times.
about, minor gripes.
Yeah,
The
it's
Veteran
minor
Gamers
gripe.
Podcast, home of the minor gripe.
Gripes. And slightly annoying. It's still good. The voice acting is still superb, like, because it's not going to be any crapper, is it? But
Good.
I've just met this weird witch, and she just talked in riddles. So she
Ooh,
was
alright.
fun. She was fun. Bit weird. She had like a
Bet.
bass in the haircut, so she had this weird bass in the haircut. And
You said
just
she had
looked,
bass in her voice.
yeah, bass in her, and she just looked ill. You know, she was a bit pale, bit pasty.
Look
Isn't
like
she? Isn't she a ghost?
No, this was a real
Ah.
live woman. Yeah, so but she can
Non-ghost woman.
see she can see your ghost companion, so she can see her. So she's
Oh.
like, so she was chatting to her as well as you. So that was kind of interesting.
Yo, ghost companion, what's up?
So yeah, I'm getting
Bam.
closer to, because the whole point of the game is to reclaim the body of Antia. So you've got to get back to the town where you start off in New Eden and claim body.
Yeah.
But you've got to fight through all these ghosts to get there, because it's like the whole land's infected with this nightmare, and yeah, you've got to get through all that shit. So I'm
Sounds a
getting
lot
there.
like the storyline in Skyrim where you got to go into the tower and the Dawnstar nightmares.
There you go. Maybe it
I
is.
think this game is just a rip-off of the storyline from Skyrim.
Maybe it totally is.
Yeah.
But it's kind of well done and it's fun, and I'm still enjoying it, and I will get to the end at some point.
Yeah, you will. I believe in you getting to the end.
Thank you. So
Yeah.
that's it on Ghosts of New Eden. It's still great. So yeah.
It's still great, people. Thumbs
Still
up on
great.
this. Thumbs up on Manor Lords, according to Chinny, maybe.
Maybe. That's if he plays it
Yeah,
ever
thumbs
again.
up.
That's if I
Yeah.
can manage to put my thumb up with all this fat on me.
I know. I'm surprised that you can lift your arm at all, to be honest. Duke, over to you.
Yeah. So there's this game, Rocket League. It's great. It's a lot of fun. Thumbs up on that.
Rapidly.
Yeah, and there's another game called Fallout 76, which is a lot of fun. I've been doing the Mistress of Mystery, which is I was talking about it on Reddit with people. Like I think it might be top 5 Reddit or Fallout stories ever.
Mm,
If you were thinking about Fallout stories, like
I'm always thinking that.
obviously Big Town in Fallout 3, right? The big town with the little kids, and then when they get old enough, they go to this other, the town with the bigger kids,
I
where
don't
Red
remember.
is and all that. Well, you need to play Fallout 3 again. New Vegas. What's the best story in New Vegas? That one casino with the very rich people is an interesting story in New Vegas. But I'm always, I think Boone's story in New Vegas is particularly good. I mean, it's very painful, but it's a good story.
How do you remember these things?
Anyway,
I know, yeah.
because I play these
madness.
games over and over again, and they're good stories, and that's why I play games, is for stories. Anyway, Fallout 76, Mistress of Mystery, I think is up there, top 5. Somebody else was talking about how great the story was, and I was like, yes, I agree. I think it's one of the best stories in Fallout. So, it's fun. It's
Can you
a good
give me the
game,
gist
and I've
of
been
it?
running
Because I'll
around.
probably never play it.
Yeah. So there's this. So you find this house, and it's infected with the Scorched, and eventually you get into it, and you get records. There's like people keeping diary and stuff, and they are talking about how this woman was on the radio. She played a character named the Mistress of Mystery. I don't remember her, character's actual name, but that was, kind of like the Silver Shroud in Fallout 4. You remember that, when you put on the suit and you go around fighting crime and all that?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So she was kind of like that. She started out doing it in the radio, and then basically she had these people coming to her like, hey, I want to meet the Mistress of Mystery. And so she kind of played it up. And then when the bombs fell, she started taking people into her home, and orphans and stuff, and then like they actually started training to become agents to like do missions and stuff. So there's this actual sisterhood of people who are training to be new mistresses of mystery. And it's just very interesting because her daughter isn't quite as on board as this woman would have liked, and so you're following this whole story having to do with her daughter and people that she trained and all this stuff, and you're going all over the map looking for the remnants of these people who worked with her and for her. And you get this veil of mystery or whatever, and it lets you into the basement of the house with all the cool tech and stuff. And it's just, it's very interesting. It's a good storyline. So
Cool. You sort of like
Yeah, that's Fallout 76.
a sort of Catwoman, Batman type
Yeah,
thing.
kind of along those lines. And I also been playing a little more Diablo 4. There's not too much to say about that, but you know, I got this bug where I found this side quest where it's like there's this woman that you meet from time to time who's like, I need your help with a possession. You have to help me exorcise this demon. And the first time you do it, you're like, yeah. Oh my God, there's the kid tied to a table. And then the woman says, blah, 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 get out of here, demon. And the demon shows up in the room and suddenly you have to fight it. You're just, oh my God, there is a demon. Like I wasn't expecting to actually face a demon. But yeah, so then she's like, so she comes back and she's like, hey, there's another exorcism. I need your help with it. Follow me. And we go to where the dude is and he's gone. And the woman's like, oh no, he escaped. And we're like, well, shit. So you have to, trace the blood stains through the street. And eventually you get to these sewers. And she's like, he must've gone in there. So I go into the sewer and it's loading and it's loading and it's loading and it's loading. And the crazy thing is, when the game is loading, they show your character in whatever outfit you've picked for it and whatever weapons you're holding. And she's like, "Arr, arr, arr, arr." But after it loads for a little while, she calms down. So she's like,
So
and it's like you're standing.
Even she's getting sick of like the loading.
Exactly. She's just standing there ready to fight, but she's just like. So eventually, I'm like, okay, obviously the game's just gonna load forever, like it's crashed or something. So I go looking online, and I reload it. I try it again. Same thing happens. I go looking online. There's posts from like 2 years ago that are like, I'm loading forever when I try going the sewers. I'm like, mother. How do they not? I mean, look, I get that bugs happen, right? I'm not gonna be a Bethesda fanboy without accepting the fact that bugs are a part of life. But it's been 2 years and this bug still isn't fixed. Like, what are you doing?
Not
Blizzard?
fixing
Come
the
on.
bug?
Apparently not. They're putting out the new season, but they haven't fixed the sewer bug. So I guess what I should do is just move on.
Yeah, I
and
was
like
gonna say,
not do
give
this
up.
side quest.
Give up is the answer.
Give up on this side quest, which sucks because I'm actually kind of curious about this side quest. Most of the time, I couldn't care less. So I'll play some other quests, I guess, and maybe go back later and see if a patch fixes it, or maybe if I do something else in the game. Here's the other thing I don't get, because the people were like, I noticed there was a spike in reports about this particular bug right after a particular patch 2 years ago. So I'm very curious if anybody out there knows about coding. I would love to know how fixing or adding to some part of the game breaks another part of the game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get how doing something
I think that is
over
a thing,
here
though,
is going
isn't
to
it?
break the suit. I'm sure it is. I just don't understand how that happens.
Yeah, and it's I
don't
think the answer is like, don't know.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
know, like but it does. And
Which
no,
is
honestly,
probably why it's not been fixed.
honestly, I think
Right,
I think that is like a thing. Like I did this and now this doesn't work.
Well,
and-
that's the way we're getting with a lot of tech is, I mean, you look at high frequency trading, people are, how does it work? People are like, well, we don't really know, Same with the board game Go. The AI is so good now. And the question is, why did the computer go here in this spot? And people are like, well, best we can figure it's because of this, that, and the other. It's like, okay, great. The computer is just better than us, but we don't know what it's thinking.
Yeah,
really.
why it's strategically better than you.
Yeah.
What
I guess
is
if
it
we knew
doing?
that, we'd be better than it.
Well, exactly. If he's keep getting beaten, then there's obviously a reason.
Yeah.
Wow. Here
So
we go.
Diablo 4 is fun. Fix your bugs, Blizzard. Come on.
Yeah, fix your bugs. Back to you,
Yeah.
Chinar.
Back to the chin.
Well, we didn't really have a play my game bits this week because
Well, we kind of did, but I'd suggested another
we
game.
kind of
because there was
did,
a
and then
big
you
release.
confused everyone.
And then
I
for
played the
some
game
re-
that Stu asked to play, so we could talk about that.
Oh, have you? Because I can't see it on your list, so I thought, oh, he mustn't have.
No, I
played
didn't.
it.
I never put it on my list. It's just
Ah.
up above on the Play My Game Bitch thing there.
Oh,
Should we
okay.
talk about that? Or
Go
do you-
for it.
Yeah, we can do. Let's
Because
talk about
what
it.
this is what happened. This
Okay,
is what
I gotta
happened.
Play the thing.
Hold on,
Yeah,
this
go
is
ahead,
what happened. We
Well,
agreed on the show we're gonna
Yeah, we
play
did.
Have a
Yeah,
Nice
yeah,
Death.
Yeah, we did.
And then Stu says, "Oh, can we play Hellblade 2: Senua's Sacrifice Saga, the thing, the sequel?"
New-
and I said,
new game.
"Well, I don't want to play that because I want to play the first one. I haven't played the first one yet." And then everybody ignored me, and then that
yeah,
was
well, that's
it.
because let's be fair, right? That game came out what 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
Yeah,
You
how
should
have you not
by
played it
now.
yet,
Yeah,
Chinny?
exactly.
I also have not played it, and I really didn't want to play this one without playing the first one, but I did because I'm a community
Yes.
member who cares about
Committed.
doing the right thing. Yeah.
Committed.
Also, I'm lazy.
Uh,
So we
so-
decided we were going to play this one rather than that
I have
one.
been hearing a lot about this game on podcasts, so I'm very, very interested in what you're going to say.
Yeah, bitch! Yeah, bitch!
Play my game, play my game, bitch.
Yeah, it's got the Breaking Bad connection.
Yeah, bitch!
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll start. I'm just gonna start, right? Because
Go ahead, start.
I'll be honest, I thought Alan Wake 2 last year was the best looking game I'd ever seen.
Mhm.
Right. And it still
Yeah.
it still
this
is
the
up
best
there.
looking game you've ever seen. That's
Alan Wake 2 looks incredible. It's
no.
you know,
I'm saying you're calling this the best looking game you've ever seen.
Uh,
You're clearly
I think-
building to that.
yeah, I think this I don't know whether it's better, but it's different. It's in a different way.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, this is I mean, this is one of the first Unreal Engine 5 games to release. So this is the first time it's been released. And it's pretty incredible. I mean, even on a Series S, it looks pretty impressive. I mean,
Very
the
impressive
the
game.
particle effects, I mean, that bit at the beginning when you're under the water and you're getting rolled around by the sea is unbelievable. The physics, the way it looks, all the lighting. I mean, the lighting just alone looks so realistic. Yeah, I mean, graphically, for someone who's into minor aesthetic details, this game
Yeah.
kind of blows me away. I mean, I don't know whether you've done this, Duke. If you go into photo mode and zoom in on her face, you can see all the like individual veins in her skin and stuff. You know, when
Well, I
you
don't
zoom
need to go
out
into
it.
photo mode. It keeps doing it for me. Every 5 seconds, the game is like, look at her eyeballs. And I'm
Oh,
like,
I
yes,
know,
it's
yeah,
very
yeah,
impressive.
it does kind of do that. So, what do you think? What's your first impressions?
So, well, okay. First of all, no. Look, I want to be fair. Like, I want to give this game its due because it does a lot of things very well. The graphics, I agree, are very impressive. I also know that the first game has this is not your average combat adventure game. This game is I described it to the Duchess and she said, "Oh, that sounds very interesting." Do we know what time period this is? We're like in the 11th century or something.
Something like that. It's set in
she's
It's in Iceland.
It takes
is where
place
it is.
in
Yeah.
the northwest of England in 2007.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. It's very long ago, and she's dealing with voices in her
Psychosis.
head.
Yeah,
right?
she's
I
got
think- Is it
psychosis.
some sort of psychosis, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's, doing very interesting things. When you start the game, it's like you should play it with headphones because that way you'll be more immersed in the experience. It talks about how
or something. I don't know.
Right. And it talks about how this game was developed with the assistance of like psychologists and people who, have studied this syndrome in order to, sort of depict things in a way that are not just flashy or interesting for the sake of video gaming, but actually reflective of people's experience who have this sort of problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they
obviously-
even talk to people who have these issues and stuff.
Sure. And in the 11th century, there is no therapy, there is no pharmaceutical assistance for this sort of situation. And she's being driven by these voices to, fight against you're kidnapped by slavers. I guess she allows herself to be kidnapped by slavers. And they recap the first game in a kind of, cutscene cinematic thing
Yeah.
before you start playing. And, I can tell that I'm missing out on a bunch, but it did do a good job of just like, you don't have to play it, like I get a sense of what the story
Yeah, it gave
is,
you
which is fine.
enough. Gave you enough.
Right. It's Ninja Theory, who are known for pretty tough games. And while I was playing, so, I had a rough week. I actually said my week was good. It hasn't been good. It's been a very rough week. And so I was in a state of mind this weekend of like total chill. I just wanted to do very, very little, and certainly very little that was stressful. So this game is not exactly what I was in the mood for, right? And therefore, when I'm playing it, I am thinking a lot about the nature of control. and what I have control over and what I don't have control over. And keep in mind, most of the day Saturday, I played Minecraft. All right, I'll get to this in a second later on when I talk about the next game I played. So Minecraft, you have almost total control in Minecraft, right? Like you pick up blocks, you put down blocks, you make tools. Like you have, there's very little, you know, if you get blown up by a creeper or hit by a zombie, that's about it, right? You can't control the sun, but apart from that, you control everything in Minecraft. In this game, you control so little. And that's by design. But I'm very frustrated by so at the very beginning, you wash up on this beach, there's someone trying to kill you or whatever, you run away from them, you have to climb up a cliff. Okay, that's fine. It's so hard to tell what I am actually doing to make this cliff climb happen and what is happening by itself. Right?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's so cinematic, and there's no HUD. There is nothing. It's literally a black bar, top and bottom. Looks like a movie. It looks like a movie. I mean, I know exactly what you mean. You are controlling her, but it feels like you're almost not controlling her at the same time because it's so
at certain
cinematic. I guess I don't know what the best way to put it is.
And at certain moments, you aren't controlling her. Like when the camera is
when
in
it
front
goes
of
into
her,
a cut
you're
scene.
not controlling her.
Right.
And it keeps doing that. It keeps moving into cutscenes. And like I was near the wall and like nothing was happening. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? And then I realized you have to press F for her to actually climb up. So it's like, you know, and it keeps doing that. And then
there's no,
later
by the way,
on, there's no combat.
There's no button prompts or anything come on the screen. There's
no button prompts, but when it does load, at least on the PC, it would show me like quick attack is left mouse button, harsh attack is right mouse button, space is dodge, alt or control is block. You know, like it's sort of the standard set of controls.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it would remind me.
I didn't see any. I didn't see any of that. But then, it's fairly standard setup for this type of game. So I wasn't that. It was fine. You know what I mean? I soon got the hang of it.
And I'm reminded of there's some Simpsons game. I think it might have been Hit and Run, which is like, or it might have been the Crazy Taxi clone that they did, and it was like press A to accelerate and B to brake. You know, like every other driving game.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you don't need. I mean, there was no. It wasn't a big issue because I'm like, well, everybody knows what to do.
You figured it out. Exactly. So that's not my concern. You know, the other thing, and I complained about this last week for some reason. I don't remember exactly. Oh yeah, it was Diablo 4. You know, you're right on the brink of death. For pretty much, I played it for an hour before the show started, and the whole time you're right on the brink of death. And
you kind of are, but
everything's gray and it's raining and you're covered in blood and shit.
Oh yeah, I mean this game is grim. There's no two ways about it. But also, you are right. You are on the brink of death. But I also think it's a hugely forgiving game as well because it gives you the impression you could die at any minute, but it does take a lot of like punishment for you to actually die. Do you know
I
what
didn't
I mean?
actually die, which I was very surprised by because I was like, I'm not playing this well.
I think it's a trick. It almost tricks you into thinking you're on the verge of death.
Well, and certainly at the beginning, I think they didn't want you to feel overwhelmed. I mean, it's not Elden Ring or Dark Souls. Like, so
no.
There's that. You know,
I mean, voice acting is phenomenal.
The voice acting's great. The graphics are really good. Even the combat, I found myself kind of enjoying. The story is, I mean, here's the thing. Look, I like the idea that like you're gonna go destroy the people who are enslaving people. I went with I always go with the lighthouse when I play Fallout or the railroad in Fallout 4 because I like to liberate people. I'm all about liberation. The problem for me is that the story is so dark and they keep showing you people getting murdered by the slavers and here's a corpse and the voices are saying like you should have done more, you should have saved her. And I know that's part of it is that, you know, she's beating herself up and her
but you also
dad
can't do it, you know, and I guess that's part of it as well, isn't it?
But as a player, I don't want to keep having these experiences where like I can't save people and I keep watching people being slaughtered and heads cut off and I'm just like
yeah, true.
Again, it's kind of like a snuff film.
True, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's going to be the whole game. You know what I mean? That doesn't.
I know.
And from experience, because I've probably played 2 or 3 hours of this.
Yeah, sure.
And it isn't. You know, that isn't the whole game.
Of course. And I'm sure that at the end, I mean, look, every story ever told is basically good triumphing over evil. Even Game of Thrones, spoilers, is ultimately about, the fall of the Lannisters. Spoilers, Frodo throws the ring into Mount Doom. Yeah. Good wins. And I'm sure good will win here too. But it feels to me like in our postmodern era, the 21st century, storytellers are in this mode, and it's true, Diablo 4. In order to have a story of good triumphing over evil, we really need to amp up the evil. Batman keeps doing this. Like the evil is just more and more evil. And I get exhausted with that.
Do you know, I would be inclined to agree with you to a certain extent, except this is probably that's the sort of shit that happened in this time zone. Do you know what I mean? Back in the Middle Ages or whenever this was, people used to fucking do heinous things. They used to stick people's heads on spikes and stuff.
Right,
and,
but there were also people living in farm communities that
true.
grew crops and took care of cows
That is true.
Stuff.
But like someone committed a crime, they used to hang, draw, and quarter them and send a piece of the body to each city in the land to warn everybody
I'm not trying to dispute the horribleness of the 11th century in Iceland.
Yeah, I don't think that restricting what's real at that time is a problem for me. I mean, it's this is depicting what was probably going on.
It's depicting some of what was going on. Yeah, I mean, look, and I'm not for some people
it's
that's
her
cool.
situation. Is she's not on a farming the land,
but she's a fictional character, and my point is only that the storyteller gets to choose, like, if we're looking at it as a spectrum, like 40% darkness, 60% light or whatever, that's not, that would be Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is 40% darkness, 60% light, right? A lot of Lord of the Rings is in the Shire, and you're at the prancing pony and you're singing songs. And that's probably because Tolkien was a Catholic and he wanted to depict the beauty of English countrysides and stuff like that. In our modern era, I feel like there's such a sense of foreboding and negativity and pain and suffering. And I just feel like, again, I'm not trying to tell these people how to make a story. I'm just saying that my own personal preferences tend to lean away from that kind of grim horror, pain, suffering, slave type of thing.
But then would, like a film, say, for instance, like City of God, have the impact it had if it didn't depict all that heinous shit that went on in
You're right. You're absolutely right.
You're
can't,
absolutely right. You can't have that light at the end of the tunnel if you don't have all that dark shit.
I don't know. The City of God has a lot of light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, he doesn't. But I mean, that's a highly critically acclaimed film, and it is
right. And the point it was trying to make was about the horrors that those kids were living in, and it's the real thing. And you're right that this is depicting some part of that in Iceland's history. Presumably there were situations like this. I guess my point is that my preferences are generally not toward movies like City of God over and over and over again.
No, absolutely. No, and I totally agree with you. I don't necessarily think there's a lot of games that are this dark, to be honest.
Elden Ring? Dark Souls?
Not
Dark Souls
really,
2?
no, but
Dark Souls? Stop it. What's the story of Dark Souls?
No, Elden Ring isn't the same level of brutality as
so
this.
Now I'm gonna have to look it up.
It's definitely more gamey.
I'm talking about the story. I'm not talking about the way, the actual moment to moment of gameplay. I'm talking about the story behind it.
I mean, the story behind Elden Ring is to unite, the land under the Elden Tree. So it's not really anything like this, really, by comparison.
This is in the premise paragraph. It's a fictional realm over which several demigods rule.
Yeah, which is nothing like this game, can we just say? This is about a woman with psychosis who's trying to stop slavers. I don't think they compare, really, as stories go. They don't.
Well, I haven't really looked into the story of Elden Ring, so okay. How about Dark Souls? We agree that is about evil going over the land. And I had a student spend 20 minutes one time trying to tell me the story of Dark Souls, and
I mean, the acts that are committed in this game are evil, but it's not like an evil force. It's just horrible people that were around at the time that this game is set.
I know.
So that's different to
the guy you fight at the beginning of the
devil or demon.
Maybe I'm not explaining myself very well, but I feel like the focus on evil acts with the dude you fight at the beginning of the game, and then it's his dad who has this sigil or whatever it is, and you're gonna go. I mean, he says like his
I
These people
I
would be
don't
nothing without my dad.
correct because it's what these slavers were like. They took over lands, they
Right.
owned.
And so that's an
people.
evil presence. The
Well, it
slavery
kind of
is an
is,
evil
but-
cloud that hangs over.
I don't get the point you're trying to make because I just feel like that
Maybe I'm not
without
making
that
it
you
very clearly.
wouldn't have the story because that's the story.
Let me put it another way. I think you could tell a very compelling story about a woman who deals with this kind of psychosis without having to take her right to the brink of death over and over and over again in a story about slavers murdering people all day. I think you could tell it in a 20% less dramatic way that maybe has her going up and freeing 6 people from slavery rather than an entire island of people enslaved or something. I don't know.
I don't know, Duke. I just think that's the story. It's the creative story that these people came up with. You know that this woman was taken by slavers, and slavers are horrible people, and they kill people
Yes, they
without
are, no doubt about
blinking
it.
an eyelid. You know they don't care.
I
They
agree
just
that
see
they
people
are.
as commodities, don't they? I mean,
Yes,
he
they
even
do.
says
I
to
agree
her,
with that.
"I'm not going to kill you because you know I'd rather
worth more to me alive,
You're
yeah.
worth more to me alive." I mean,
Right.
well, I don't think having a sense of realism and sort of something that is probably realistic to the time it was set is a problem to me. You know, that's
Okay,
the way
that's
it
great.
was.
And so I've never said it should be a problem to you. I'm only talking about my personal subjective
Yeah, no,
experience
it's
playing
fair
this
enough.
game and experiencing this story. So
That's fair.
that said, you know, I did have some stuttering. I think it might be my hardware. It's a little older at this point.
Yeah, I mean, this game
but you know,
takes
it's
a lot
doing a
running.
lot. Yeah, and it's you know, it's for a good reason. Like it's doing a good job of showing a lot of stuff and using the effects intelligently so that you know it sort of hints at where you're supposed to go. Although I did a lot of bumping into kind of not invisible walls exactly, but again, you know, there's cliffs you can climb and cliffs you can't climb.
Yeah,
and so
no,
it's like, it took
totally.
me a while to figure out which was which. I thought it was amusing that you had a moment where you're doing that thing that a lot of games do where you're like kind of inching your way across on a little shelf and you know there's a tiny little ledge for you to shimmy across and the voices keep really going, don't look down, and the camera fucking points right down and it's like, thanks a lot, camera. Again, like this question of control. You can't choose to not look down because the camera's going to point it right down.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So
I
there's
mean,
that.
part of the thing, I totally agree with you. I do. It's hard to. I don't know. It's so difficult to classify this as a game because I'll be honest with you. I know you said there is combat, but after you've played it for a while, the combat does become a bit repetitive, and it's almost that cinematic. It doesn't feel like, again, like you said earlier, that you haven't got full control over what the character's doing. Do you know what I mean? You do,
Yeah.
but it's kind of almost, I don't know, it's so hard to
Well,
describe.
You have control, but you don't have a whole lot of choices. I would
Yeah,
expect.
that's probably a really good way of putting it. You do have control, but yeah, there's not a lot of options. And the puzzles are very similar to the first game. You know, they haven't done a lot different with those where you've got to find shapes in the environment, which is still kind of cool, but does become a little bit laborious at some points. Do you know what I
Oh,
mean?
sure. Yeah, the first one that we see on the screen here is this red shape, and then you got to sort of look around and figure out there's 2 things, and then you got to line them up so that they make the same shape. And presumably, it's just variations on that as you proceed.
Yeah,
You're gonna
that's
free at
that's
certain
pretty
moments
much
or
it. Yeah,
go
yeah.
further back, or you got to get up on a cliff or something to line them up.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, which is fine because I mean, this to me, this
fine.
game's kind of more about the narrative than the actual gameplay.
Right.
They could have easily made this into a walking simulator because it kind of almost is one at this point. You know what I mean?
And the question, and again, I'm not trying to like endlessly deconstruct everything, but you know, I'm a literature scholar, I'm a writer, that's what I do. You know, the question becomes like, is it important that this is a video game rather than a movie?
No, I agree. I totally agree.
And
I think
I don't have an answer for that. I don't really
I
know
don't.
if I believe that it should be one or the other. I think that's a question that, and I'm not saying it about this developer necessarily, but I think a lot of developers they want to make a game and that's great, but the story that they've come up with is a story that would work better as a movie.
yeah,
So
yeah. No, I do
question
kind of
is,
agree.
yeah, I don't know.
And it almost is one. The way it looks, it almost looks like a movie. And even the way they presented it. I mean, they presented it as a movie, haven't they? Pretty much, that's what they've done. It's
Yeah.
only about 6 hours long, so obviously I'm going to totally
Okay.
stick with it and get this finished probably
Interesting.
tomorrow. Yeah, it's a
Mm.
very short experience, so it's not a huge game. And people are saying even if you do everything and go down every little side avenue and try to find all the secrets and stuff, you're still only talking 7 to 8 hours maximum to finish the game. But I am what excites me more than this game as a game, I guess, is what sort of stuff we're going to see in the future with Unreal Engine 5. You know what I mean? That's kind of I'm liking what I'm playing, and I'm obviously find it interesting, but I'm more excited about what else is in the pipeline, because this, to me, at this point, is incredible, and this is early doors. You know what I mean? When they haven't really done a lot of games made with Unreal Engine 5, and even at this point, it looks like ridiculous. So.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
And it's like when you said you can't tell when there is a cutscene because it looks exactly the same. You know what I mean? There is no transition at all. It just goes from...
We've been at that point for a while. I think it's just the question of like how much more effect. You know, like for instance, there's moments where you see someone doing something and then they turn into like a ghost or a vapor or something. They just evaporate. That transition is very smooth. Whereas in the past, it would have looked a lot clunkier. And that's one of the things that I think a better engine can do for the experience of a game, which is interesting.
And the mocap. I mean, the motion capture on this is
mocap,
just ridiculous.
Course, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, I really like it. You know what I mean? But I mean, I'm with you, Duke. I don't know how much of an actual game this is. Do you know what I mean? And how much of it's just almost an interactive movie.
Yeah. And then, you know, it makes me wonder, like, you know, I am kind of curious about the story and where it goes next, but there's a very strong part of me, and I think this part might win, that says just find it on YouTube and watch it rather than playing, because then I won't be frustrated by not being able to climb up walls easily, and I can skip the parts that are boring.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's the negative part of YouTube.
So I guess we come to is it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, Duke, for you?
I think I have to give it a thumbs up if I'm going to be fair, because if I had quit instead of finishing the hour I committed to it, then it would be a thumbs down. Like there's nothing in it that makes me unhappy or too frustrated. Like it was tough but fair. So I guess I'll give it a thumbs up in that sense.
Yeah, and I'm obviously a thumbs up, because any sort of eye candy.
Yeah.
I'm a thumbs
and Chinny's
up.
a thumbs up his ass for just sitting around not playing games.
Yeah.
Like this it looks fucking cold, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it does. I mean,
she keeps talking about how cold it is.
Yeah, it does look cold.
You know what really fucks me off about this game, Stu?
Oh, cold. Here we go. Yeah, go on.
The first one, what's it called?
Senua's Sacrifice.
Full name, please.
Hellblade.
Senua's Sacrifice.
Yeah, Senua's Sacrifice. Oh,
What's-
Senua.
what's-
Or is it
Senua?
Senua's Sacrifice Hellblade?
All right, Deviants.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. What's the second one called?
Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga.
Try again.
Senua's Saga.
Try again. No, it's not.
Oh,
Senua's
Senua's
Saga,
Saga.
Hellblade 2.
What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know.
The fact that they transposed Hellblade from the beginning of this title to the end.
That
is
ain't
what
gonna
you're
sit on my
griping
shelf,
about?
my mental shelf.
Mental shelf. What the? Who gives a fuck
I
about your
like
mental
that.
Do I
shelf?
put
like
it-
a mental
do I
shelf.
put
You
it
can
on?
go fuck your mental shelf. Get it?
Do I
Fuck
put it
yourself.
on H? Do I put it on S? It's a
I
fucking
don't know.
mess.
What do you do? It's a minefield. Where do you put it?
It's a good
my
job-
Bing,
God.
bing, 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 bing,
Yeah.
bing, 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 bing.
I'll tell you what, it's fucking Iceland just looks boring.
Grim.
As fuck.
Most grim, doesn't
It's
it?
ice
Yeah.
everywhere.
It's
Yeah.
just rocks.
Rocks.
Yeah.
More
Bald
rocks.
white people with blue eyes that are demons.
Couldn't they just pick somewhere else, like I don't know, Gloucester or something?
Yeah,
Just
it is.
like-
It's a good question, actually.
just-
What point Duke made, like, why are all the slavers bald and white, like
Yeah.
really pasty looking?
It's like in in
That
Sh-
way the slaves can't grab you by the hair.
It's like
That's
it's
true,
like in
true.
Uncharted
Practical.
3. Uncharted 3, Stu, all the bad people in London were all bald, wasn't they? Remember?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were.
So-
No Cockneys in this so far, though. Just gotta
No.
say.
Bald white people are always the most horrifying villains. Mr.
They're-
Burns, Preacher, Transmetropolitan,
Dr. Evil, Blofeld.
Dr. Evil, that's a
Yep.
good shout.
Blofeld, that's a good one. Yeah.
You know, but they're easy to render though, Duke. That's the good thing about
They're
it.
very easy.
Yeah.
to
Very
render.
easy
It's
to
true.
render.
Yeah, no her textures to
You
worry
know,
about.
piece of
That's
piss.
right.
So
Pinhead,
yeah, glad you had fun with that.
Hellraiser.
You
Yeah.
know, that's great
Yeah.
stuff.
Chini,
There you
do you want to talk about the actual play my game, bitch?
So I'll talk about the game that we
Or do we want
agreed.
to just do this next week?
No, because
Oh, okay.
I don't want.
No.
I
The
don't want you
answer
to
is no.
because you won't like it.
No.
Are you
Uh,
sure I won't like it?
Well, it gives me a chance to talk
maybe
about
I would,
another
I don't know.
game. I don't
Go
usually
on.
have.
Okay, go ahead.
I've got 4 games to talk about. This
Yeah,
week.
no, let him go. Let him go.
Yes.
Uh,
Go ahead,
I,
go.
I played the Agreed game with my fat face.
Yeah, you did.
Right.
Have a nice death.
I'm surprised you could use a controller with
Yes.
those chunky sausage fingers
Well,
of yours.
to be honest, Stu,
Gotta
I,
let it go, dude.
I tried to eat it. Do you know what I mean? I thought I
Did
just
it look appetizing?
I just thought it was food, and I went, oh.
Oh, it's a bit
Uh,
crunchy.
By the way, anybody wants to look at the live stream of this, I'm perfectly healthy and fit. Right, so people are going to think, bloody hell, has Chini put on weight? I'm going to check out the video. They're going to be disappointed. Anyway, I think when you have a baby, you're allowed to put on a bit of weight. You're allowed.
Course you are.
You're
Dad
allowed.
bod. We just said that. Dad bod.
Dad bod. So,
Dad bod.
Have a Nice Death is a video game. It's a 2D sort of hack and slash, and you're playing Death. And the sort of general plot is that you're getting tired of all the killing, right? You're just killing all the time, and you decide to send a bunch of demons. You know those black shadow monsters in Ghost? Remember that film?
Oh yeah.
Like that kind of demon.
Right.
you go-
Okay.
And you're Destiny, you're like, I can't be asked to kill all these people. It's exhausting. Like, this isn't me like making fun of the plot. This is literally the plot, right? This is exhausting. You do all the work for me, and I'll just do the paperwork. And then he gets bored of doing all the paperwork, and he's like stamping all the deaths with a rubber stamp. And he goes, "Oh fuck this! I'm just going to kill all the bloody black demon things that have been doing all this work for me." So that's generally the plot. So it's a 2D hack and slash game. It's very, very nice art. Can you see it on the screen now? Very nice.
I can. It looks lovely.
Combat
Beautiful.
feels great. Really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was playing it. I was like, this. Oh no. Oh
Uh-oh.
no.
No, it's all right. I'm
What?
still here.
No.
What's happened? What?
This is me acting out.
He's
when
having
I
a
was
realization
playing.
about the game.
Oh right. Sorry.
This is me
Go
going
ahead.
through the process, Stu. It's called taking you in the moment, right?
Tiffany,
Oh, okay.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Go.
Yeah.
This is me going.
Action.
I'm like,
Action,
oh, this is
action.
good. I'm enjoying it. This is all right. Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. Oh no.
Oh
Oh
no.
no. Oh no. I think this is a roguelike. It is a fucking roguelike.
Dude, Chinny likes a roguelike.
No. It's not that. It's like as soon as I
Oh.
found out it was a roguelike, I was like, oh, fuck's sake. Don't like it. Don't like
no.
it. So it's not a linear game. It's a roguelike game. So you have to basically get as far as you can to get to the first boss, and then you start another level of things, and they're all sort of generated. And there aren't many roguelikes that I like. The only one really is
Yeah.
Balatro. Balatro is the king of roguelikes. I do like Monster Train, Slay the Spire, and stuff like that. So there are exceptions, but
Yeah.
this type of roguelike, a 2D hack and slash
Mhm.
roguelike,
Yeah.
never really.
So
done it for me.
Hades has never been on your.
No,
your
Hades is
radar.
on my list because the reason why that's on my list to play
People won't shut up about it.
is because it's one of these like all-time greats, and I think, well, if I can't like the
Yeah.
all-time great, then
Yeah, sure.
fair enough. But so I'll try the
Right.
standouts of the genre. Any genre that has a standout,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a genre.
I've
that
got
I-
to say though,
I
this
hate.
looks slick.
It
I
is
mean,
slick.
Yeah,
That's the
it
problem.
looks slick.
That's the problem. Like it is a great feeling game. It feels really good. It's
If
quick.
it weren't a roguelike, you would probably love it.
I would love
But
it.
because it's a roguelike,
I would love it.
refuse to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Struggling.
even if you like it, you're just not allowed to like it.
Yeah, I'd struggle. I'd struggle.
I like it, but I don't like it because I
Yeah.
refuse
I
to
like it, but I'm not allowed to like it because I don't like it.
No, I just don't. As soon as I found out, I was like, oh, forget it.
Uh,
Don't want to play it. So
I
that
know that feeling.
unfortunately, that is the end of my relationship with Have a Nice Death. I just I gave it a fair whack. I died about 3 times, and you do it again. It wasn't like I played it for 10 minutes. I played it for a good 45 minutes, 50 minutes.
Do you keep your level ups in between deaths? Do you get is it like a reward for getting so far, and then you can
I
use
forget.
that in the next
No,
playthrough?
not really. I think there are things you keep.
so you don't start from scratch. all
No, I
over
think you
every
start
time
from
you die.
scratch every time, but you unlock new abilities to
Right.
find.
So yeah, because there's usually some sort of
Maybe it's a
progression.
roguelite. rather than.
No, I think that
roguelike.
is the roguelike pattern because the idea is that you don't keep.
Okay, I'm gonna look on Google.
Oh,
Oh,
here we
for
go.
Fuck's sake, he's annoying when he does that.
No, I'm sorry, Mike. You should have known better.
So
That's how
Hey, I
this
want to
works.
know.
because I
That's
think
how
it'll
this
be
works.
it'll massively differ between games, but I think that the general pattern
Well,
is
and it's-
you will
All categories are a compromise with
you
chaos. Go ahead.
will find stuff along the game, and that will only help you in that run through. But there are things that you unlock that you now unlock. Say in Balatro is like you unlock jokers, but you don't start with those the next time.
Right.
You unlock the ability to find them. in
Yeah,
the
they're
next
just
run.
in the
Right,
pack, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're in the pack.
Right.
So
So, I mean, there's a lot of different people. There's no one definition, but
Like I
what
said.
I'm reading people say is right. Roguelike. Well, actually, the top answer on Reddit for this one thread is roguelike equals progress completely resets after a run, and a roguelite means some form of progress is preserved from one run to the next.
congratulations, Eric. You are correct.
It is a road light,
Woo!
not a road
Man, I gotta
light.
sample that.
Do you feel better?
Oh, much. That's the
Much
whole
better.
reason I ever know anything is
Yeah.
because I need
Uh,
to hear.
Can we just say
game.
Duke is correct?
Yeah.
So, yep, that's Have a Nice Death. Unfortunately, it's pretty good, but it's a roguelike.
Liked it but didn't like it.
Yeah.
Can you not just blank that out, pretend it isn't one, even though it is?
No, not really.
Doesn't
Like
look
Lady
that.
Gaga said, you can't really blank out a roguelite.
No, you can't.
You know,
No, you can't.
that's what she
I don't
said.
remember her saying that, but
She
I mean,
said that.
preview.
She totally did.
She did, yeah.
Totally did say that.
Mm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I am going to agree with Duke. I'm having a look now, and he is correct. Yeah, he is correct.
There you
He's
go.
totally correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Is it back to me or is it
It's
back,
back
to
to
Stu?
you. No, it's back to you.
Okay. So, all right. What Minecraft? Once upon a time, I found a server called Lilac. Lilac was a great multiplayer server for survival Minecraft because it had certain things in it. Fishing. It had these fishing contests every hour, and it had vote crates. So when you actually, most servers now have vote crates. That's not special. But vote crates are nice because you vote for the server on these, aggregators. There's like 10 websites where you can search for the best Minecraft server. And the ones that get the most likes are the ones that show up first when you do a search. So they give you a little key every time you vote, and then you have a crate, and you have 5% chance of getting this, 3% chance of getting that. You get some kind of little reward when it might be diamonds or whatever. It also had chat games. So every 15 minutes in the chat, it'll just be like first person to unscramble this phrase, and it's usually something to do with Minecraft, wins $100, right? And the money on the server's nice because then if you need, netherrack, you don't have to go to the end and get netherrack. You can just buy it that someone else has, set up a shop, right? So it had all these things,
Right.
And in a good community too. That's the other thing. When Microsoft bought Mojang, and then they combined your Xbox username with your Mojang account, something went wrong. So that, I know what happened. I had bought the Windows version of Minecraft and the Java version of Minecraft separately. I didn't even buy the Windows version. At one point, they gave away the Windows version if you had the Java version. The point is, the username that I joined the Lilac Minecraft server with is no longer valid for my Xbox username, if that makes sense. So I'm Duke
Right.
Scath on the original, but then when Mojang came along and bought Minecraft and put it on Game Pass, they combined the usernames. Now I have to log in using my Xbox username, which is Scath with 2 A's.
Mm-hmm.
So that meant that on the Lilac server, I had, gotten certain things, and I can't access those things anymore. So I'm just like, fuck. So I can't play on Lilac anymore. Basically, they banned me from Lilac, which is
wow.
ridiculous. But I mean, whatever. It is what it is. I don't blame them because they don't want people going in under different accounts because it just makes their life more difficult.
Yeah.
So the point is, I spent yesterday thinking, you know what? I want to play on Minecraft. I want to play in a community. I want something. I want to play on Lilac. So let me find a server that's got everything that Lilac has. And fuck me if that wasn't half of my goddamn Saturday trying to find a server.
Oh my God.
This server has fishing and chat games, but the community sucks. This server has fishing and a good community. They don't have chat games, but that's okay. However, the fucking chat is just filled with spam, and there's all these things, and people, it has like flashing characters and all. I'm just like, oh, my eyes, forget it. And then this server has this skip night option, which is great in a good community, but there's no chat games and there's no player economy, and they're just dumping money on you. So there's like no challenge to it.
Oh no.
And I'm being so picky, but it was so frustrating to have to spend so much time going from server to server, and you can't. The websites where you do the voting have all these checkboxes. So it's like, okay, there's two different ways basically to claim land. One is the golden shovel method, and one is called Townie. It's not even worth getting into it. The point is, you can specify, I want golden shovel servers or I want Townie servers, right? And you can filter that way. So show me all the servers that have Townie, right? You can do that. But they don't have fishing and chat games, the stuff that I care about. So I'm just like, so you have to go and play for a little while to see if it checks the boxes that you want to check. And I know I'm being picky. I know I'm being ridiculous. At the end of the day, I should just be fucking building stuff because that's what I want to do. It doesn't matter if it has fishing or not. But I'm just like, I want to also have fishing. So, and then I'm getting frustrated at my own pickiness. You know what I mean? So
I wouldn't
that
expect
was crazy.
anything less from you, dude.
You really shouldn't expect anything less, but
I
I expect
would.
better from myself. So it's this ridiculous paradox where I know I'm ruining my Saturday, but I can't stop looking. I'm convinced there's going to be a server out there that ticks all the boxes. Eventually, I settled on one called Cubecadia. So if anybody's out there playing on the Java version
And
of
that's
Minecraft,
got everything you like. Has it got what you need?
it's got most of what I like. It doesn't have a map. A lot of servers will have a map you can access from the web and like see where everyone is and which biome you're in and which biome you're near and stuff like that. This one doesn't have one of those. But at the end of the day, that's not really very important.
Let me ask you a question then, right?
Go ahead, ask me.
So this is all because they banned you from the Lilac server.
I kind of banned
could you not-
myself, yeah.
Well, could you not reach out to those guys and say, "Hey"?
Well,
can
that's a good question. And so now this requires me explaining a little more about the situation. When I first realized what was going on,
Great.
I know, right? Yeah, I know. Chinny's so glad we get to hear more of the story.
Yeah. So
When I first realized, I have two usernames in Minecraft, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
And
hold on.
I
You
had-
had two
wait, here's the-
usernames.
Yeah, is
I
one
know, right?
got
Crazy.
double F? Is it got a double F or
Double-
something?
Two A's. Yeah.
Oh, two A's.
So-
I knew there's two or something.
Right.
Looks
I had
cap.
bought because I
Ah.
liked the Lilac server so much, I had bought you can buy a title to give yourself a name on the, like a surname on the server that no one else has. So I had bought Polymath because I'm a nerd and I like knowing a lot of different things. So I had, so I can go to the, so I went to the server and I'm like, okay, look, I have these two usernames. I don't want you to think that I'm scamming or anything, but I might end up showing up as one or the other. And they said, you're not allowed to do that. You need to pick one you want to play as. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to play as the one with 1A, and you can, do whatever you have to do so that I'm not accessing with the other one. So I could now go back and say, hey guys, look, I just changed my mind. I want to play with 2As, but I feel like I'm going to be a jerk if I do that because
Yeah, but then
I
you're being
already
a
told them
jerk.
I was gonna
You're
be the
being a
other
jerk
one.
by not doing it, though, aren't you? Really? Because
I'm being a jerk to myself, kind
yeah,
of.
exactly. It's like
Yeah.
why? Because look, they're
Better
not
to be a
gonna-
jerk to yourself than to other people. Though,
But they're probably not even going to judge you. They're probably just like,
I
yeah,
don't care at all.
They'll
They'd probably
be
be like,
like,
okay, I'll do the one with
yeah,
2As.
yeah,
They just
fine,
go in and put an
whatever.
extra A in. Like, they couldn't give less of a shit.
I
But the
thi-
other
I'm-
thing is, and this is the other thing though, that server is Townie, and I prefer the golden shovel method, and that's what we have on this other server. So.
oh my
Oh,
god.
but I have a question. I have a question.
Is your question who gives a shit?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
What is Minecraft? What is it?
I ask myself that a
Yeah,
lot.
what is it?
It's a building game, but that's
Right.
like saying, Portal is a shooter.
What?
And also, I have a question.
is it?
Why is Stu in the new Batman film because he's so dark.
He's in a dark
Oh,
place.
it's because I'll tell. This is
He
the
hasn't
trouble
turned
in
on the light.
summer. I never turned the light on because it was daylight when we started, and
Yeah.
I forget to.
Well,
just-
guess what? It's
just
not
bear
anymore,
with me.
Stu.
All right,
Daylight.
bear with me. Bear with me.
You should get
Well,
one
the other
I've
thing
got.
is, you're talking about go back to Lilac. No, I just put in 3 hours onto this server. God damn it! And I'm gonna
There
keep
you go.
going.
Turn the light on.
For those who don't know, the false or the sunken cost fallacy is a situation where a lot of multi-level marketers get you with this, and cults. If you put in $20 into investing in a multi-level marketing scheme, and then they tell you like, okay, in order to really make money, you need to give us another $50. You could cut your losses and say, okay, I lost $20, but now I'm going to walk away instead of losing $70. But people don't say that. They say, I want to get my $20 worth. And if that means investing another 50, so be it. I'm not walking out of this losing money. And they're convinced that they can break even later on. So that's what happens when I play a game of Minecraft. It's like, I want to get my money's worth, my time's worth, which is ridiculous, but that's the way I think. So, welcome to my brain.
Yeah, well, good. I don't think anybody ever wants to be in Duke's brain. Just saying.
You shouldn't. It's a
No,
crazy
I don't think we
place to be.
should. I don't think we should. God,
Yeah.
I think that's like a nightmare. That's being in Duke's brain.
Yep.
Okay, Chinny, are we gonna do? Hold up. Hold up.
Can we ban it?
Can you make a new one?
Hold up.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
Oh,
I've
we're gonna do a
actually-
new
I've
one,
actually-
Stu.
a new one. What?
Here's your chance.
We're gonna do a new Does It
jingle.
Hold Up? You ready?
All right. Okay. Yeah. Go.
So it's time for Does It Hold Up?
Yeah. Does it hold up?
Does it hold up? You must- Is that
Yeah, I think
okay?
that works. That totally works.
I will use that.
Okay. He's never gonna do it. Right. So
Never
we
gonna do it.
played a video game called
We did.
Uncharted 4.
Uncharted.
Now,
Well, you've
technically,
never played it for you. This is a whole new game, isn't it?
technically, Stu, it's not 10 years old.
It isn't, but it's part of the series that started way more than 10 years ago.
Can
so
you
we're gonna allow
believe
it.
that as we're speaking today, this game's fucking 8 years old? Can you
It's
believe
nearly. It's
that?
not far off, to be fair.
Jesus Christ.
It's not far off. It's close.
Oh my
It's absolutely close.
God, I was like, I mean, we'll play Uncharted 4 for the feature, but it's very recent. Oh my God, it's 8 years ago. That's fucking unbelievable. How
it is.
old this game is. So we start on a boat, Stu.
Start on a boat.
Start on
Boat
a
fight.
boat.
Yeah,
I
start
haven't
on a
played this
boat.
one. I think you was talking about that. I haven't played this one. I've never played Uncharted 4.
Never played it.
So this is the first Uncharted game that we're playing that has jumped now to the PlayStation 4. It's jumped a generation.
Yeah, it has.
Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 all was released on one generation. Can you believe that? You
I
don't
know.
get that at all now.
Crazy.
Like, that does not happen anymore. Like,
No.
we don't get a trilogy that releases. You name a trilogy that has released on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X generation. Go.
Well, there isn't one up to now.
You
is
can't do it.
there? No, there isn't one.
There's barely any sequels. Anyway, so Uncharted 4, we start on a boat, and Uncharted 4 to me, I always sort of felt like, even when they announced it and when they showed it, I was like, it feels like a bit like Matrix 4 to me.
Okay.
Like, we'll get copy strikes for that. Right.
Only if I do it really well.
You know, when Matrix 4 was like, should they have made that? Should they do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's done.
Yeah.
I felt like Uncharted was done.
No, I don't think so. No, I'm totally opposite of that.
Well,
I think
I don't know. I played
there's still a
3.
story you have to get to an ultimate end of the story, didn't you?
4's always tricky. I'm just thinking of games that out of look, I don't know. Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 are
What's-
like classics to me.
What's
And then
a good game that ends in the number 4? Far Cry
Uh,
4 is okay.
Fallout 4 is good.
Fallout
Fallout
4 was
4,
pretty
oh,
good.
But I
Okay,
always
fair
think though, I think with movies it's always a thing, isn't it? Like they do
Yep.
Die Hard 1, 2, 3, and then they do a 4, and you're like, I don't know if you should do a 4, you know. And it's always the fourth one is always a weird one, I think.
Yeah.
But
Elder Scrolls 4, that's pretty good.
Elder Scrolls 4.
Oblivion.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Oblivion.
So,
Oh yeah, that's right. It was 4. I thought more
Yeah, it
was
was.
4 for some reason. Yeah, no.
what was
okay,
your
I
thoughts?
stand corrected.
What was your thoughts going into this? You start on the boat and all that sort of stuff. With your brother. With your brother.
Yeah, it's longer ago than I actually played this game. You know what I mean? I forget how long ago it is. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty impressive opening. I mean, you're never gonna get the levels of 2, are you?
No.
You know what I mean?
I feel like in what was the opening to 3? It was the pub, wasn't it? It was the pub. And
Yeah.
I feel like they've never tried to do it really again with the opening, because in 3 they could have opened with that plane thing. You know, when you fall out the plane and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But they didn't, and I feel like they recognise the fact that they just can't do that trick again. They did that trick; it was amazing.
It's been done.
It's been done, but they do jump around a lot in Uncharted 4. We've only played
Yeah, they do.
5.
Yeah.
We've only-
Flashbacks, flash forwards.
I didn't realise, and I know we're going forward a little bit here, but the whole jail stuff. I thought he does look a bit young here, and it's like,
Yeah.
wait, it's before the first game that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, it is.
And I was like, oh my god, I never even realised that. You don't know until it says 15 years later that it's before the first game, really. And yeah, but anyway, we sort of start as young Nathan. This is the youngest Nathan
we
Drake we've
do.
played as. He's in the foster home, I think he's in.
Yeah, in Boston. Foster home in Boston.
Foster in Boston.
Foster in
And
Boston.
we do a bit of a stealth mission as young Drake, following
Yeah.
around his brother. What's his brother's name? Sam?
Sam.
Sam?
I like, by the way, can I just say, I love the fact that the nun has a crafty fag.
I
quite
like that. I like
I
that. Yeah,
like
I
that.
love
Nice
like
touch.
yeah. I
Sorry, a
love
crafty fag.
crafty.
Yeah.
I know
like-
you mean cigarette.
Yeah. She's having it. She's like, I'm a nun. Bloody God loves me.
Oh, she's
I'm-
not supposed to be smoking. You
Yeah,
mean.
yeah,
That's the
I'm-
crafty part.
They're
I'm-
hidden.
Okay,
The
okay.
fags are hidden.
I'm
Okay,
basically-
I got you. I
I'm
thought you
fa-
meant like she's very clever with her.
when
smoking.
I go to heaven, I've got a front row seat and all that sort of stuff. And then when no one's looking, she's having a little fag while
She gets the ciggies out of the plant pot to have a quick
Nice.
cigarette.
Yeah, I really,
Yeah.
you know, what, I really like that. I do like that.
Yeah, it's a nice little touch, and
Yeah.
it gave a personality. You know, you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, and there is a bit of a difference in the gameplay here. There's the cover mechanic is a bit like the Division. Like you can sort of like pick where you want to go next a little bit, where in previous Uncharted that wasn't a thing at all. So I like that. That's a nice little addition.
Can we also say that massive graphical upgrade compared to the other games? You
Yeah.
know, this was PS4 only. You can definitely tell, can't you?
Yeah, it's a big jump, a very big jump.
Like facial animations would I thought were great.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that the facial animations, I know we're jumping ahead a bit, but when you have that moment with Elena as Drake on the
Yep.
settee, I think the facial animations are brilliant there. Like they're
Incredible,
really good.
really.
But anyway, I think I wrote down here. I think Nathan's brother is a terrible brother for letting him
Yeah,
jump
I
on
was
all
just
these
about to
roofs.
say, can we agree Sam's a twat?
He's an awful brother.
He's
terrible.
a twat, isn't he?
Terrible.
He like goes, come with me, quick, come with me, just so he can show off his
Yeah.
motorbike.
Come with me. This 20-foot jump because I've got a new bike.
Yeah. You're only just going to make it. You might die, but it's totally worth it because I've got this cool motorbike.
Yeah, that's true. I'm like, God.
He
this
takes
is-
him all the way there and then he goes, yeah, I've just brought you here to tell you I'm leaving.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, what an arsehole.
You could have told me that on the roof, to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
exactly. Didn't have to take you to that fancy motorbike to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my God, yeah.
And then I wrote down here, there's like a cool transition to the jail scene. I think you like it literally
Yes,
transitioned.
yeah, beautiful. From his face to his
his-
new face, like
yeah.
older face.
Yeah, yeah. But not his older face that we know.
No,
it's his younger
not the
one.
older,
It's
just
old one.
the old,
So he's younger in this,
slightly older
but
face.
then he's older, but he's not as old as he is in the first game.
Yeah.
But then he is older in the next
And it's
chapter.
like, what the hell am I in this
Where
timeline?
am I? So yes, Nathan's in jail. We don't really know why Nathan's in jail, but he is. And
yeah.
he's in jail. What do we find out? I'm trying to remember now. Like,
Well, he has a bit of a strap, so you have a massive fight, and then you get stuck in isolation, don't you,
Yeah.
in solitary,
yeah,
for ages. You get stuck in there for ages.
ages.
And then he comes to get you. You do. I mean, the game makes you think that some bad shit's gonna go down.
Yeah.
Because you walk past this guy who's been having the shit beaten out of him
That's
with
it.
2 guards, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, it's not going to end well.
No.
And it turns out you're in cahoots with the prison guard.
It's all
so-
a trick to get
all
close
a
to the
trick.
treasure.
Yeah, to get to the tower, fancy tower.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that sequence was really cool. The bit where you're doing all the jumping. Oh, by the way, I meant to mention I put this as a note.
Yeah.
Looks great, but PS4 Pro sounds like a plane taking off. I mean, I had
Well-
to literally use headphones because it was so loud.
This
It was
is where I
going,
get a bit. This is where I get a bit cockish because I don't have no PS4 no
I bet
more.
you don't. I bet you don't.
One note that I like, and I've never seen this in the game, and correct me if I'm wrong. It's on the screen now. The prison guard puts on glasses to read the map.
Yeah. Little touch. Again,
I-
nice little touch.
And I, you know what? When it happened, I was like, that should happen all the time. If people
yeah.
are like over 40, 50,
Yeah, real mannerism.
right? Like people put on glasses to read stuff all
Yeah.
the time, and that is just a thing that has nothing to do with the story,
No.
nothing to do. Like, obviously, we'll probably see this character again at some point. I don't know, but that he was just so realistic. I was like, that's brilliant.
But again, it's like the nun having a crafty cigarette. It's
Yeah.
kind of gives them like realism,
little
doesn't it? Like a
things.
real people. Like they're not just
Yeah, I
like
love that.
NPCs wandering around in a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool. No, I agree.
Go
Yeah.
on. Anything else?
Jumping sequence. I kind of liked it. You know, I like this sequence where we're jumping all around the.
There's a lot of jumping
scenery.
sequences in Uncharted. I don't know if you've noticed that. Stu. It's
Yeah,
not the
there is.
first one we've played.
No, it isn't.
Um,
Well, I thought it was quite funny. And he's like, "How are you going to get to the tower?" And he's like, "Don't worry, I've got this."
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
of course you have.
There's a scene sort of. So you find a cross in this tower, don't you, or whatever? And
You do.
You know, it's pretty basic stuff. But there's a scene later on where you meet with your brother and the sort of like third person in the arrangement. There's like a third prisoner with you. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yes, there is. Yes.
This so there's a third guy, and they say, "Oh, let's not talk here. Let's go somewhere private." Right? In
Yep.
90% of the games, you would go and walk the corridors and walk around a corner and then find a room. But
Yep.
this game just cuts. It's on the screen. It just cuts to
To the laundry.
So
to the
because-
laundry.
because most games go, let's go somewhere private, and then you have to do like a 5-minute sequence where you got to walk around, follow, come through here, okay. Whereas this game just cut to it, and I really
Yeah.
like that because it's like, no,
Yeah,
we're not gonna,
cinematic.
we're not
again,
gonna,
isn't
we're not
it?
gonna give you all the faff, right? We don't need to see Nathan walk through a corridor just to show you where it is. So I like that.
Oh yes, you do.
Yeah, oh yes, we do, and we will. So,
Yes, you
shit kind of goes badly in the prison, Stu. Doesn't go
Yeah,
well,
it
does it?
does.
It
doesn't go
I don't know what the
well.
third man's deal is, but basically he kills a guy, doesn't he? He kills.
He kills the prison guard helper.
And now, you know what? I feel bad because like he might have smashed his glasses on the way when he fell over. That guy. I've got very attached to
Might have
his
done.
glasses. So
That's what you feel bad about now.
yeah, I do.
That's
Yeah.
just-
Yeah.
The prison escape is phenomenal, isn't it? What a great little sequence that
Yeah,
is.
and again, do you know what? In previous games, when there's been some of these types of sequences, I've fluffed it and had to do it again.
Yeah.
But I think this like when they made this game, they made it so that was really hard to do.
Yeah.
Really hard to fluff it.
I
So
mean, you
it,
could
it
still-
does feel way more cinematic. You know what I mean?
You
'Cause
could
it's
still
one
sort of
sequence.
fluff it if you didn't jump and do this.
You
thing.
could, but I think it's a little bit more forgiving to try and make sure you do it because of this, like how cinematic it is.
So at this point, we see that little Nathan Drake's brother gets shot, doesn't he?
Oh no, Sam's dead,
Sam's
or
dead.
is he?
Or is he? No one's
We
ever
never
dead.
saw him. We
One
never saw
thing-
him die.
One thing we know in Uncharted is if someone gets shot, that's fucking nothing, right? Like they can
Yeah,
get shot
yeah.
point blank in the head, and you're like, no, they're probably still alive. Like we saw Sully get shot in every Uncharted up to this, right?
Yeah, we did.
And we're supposed to believe that this guy's dead, that we've just met, that he's obviously acted by Troy Baker because he's in everything. And
Yeah.
there's no way this guy's dead. As soon as it happened, I was like, there's no way that guy's dead. He falls, but I really like the reaction of Nathan afterwards because he reacts well. He doesn't move on very quickly. Everything slows down for him. I feel like it's a good it's very believable the way he acted. Do you know what I mean? Like it wasn't
Yeah,
like
definitely.
oh well, he's dead, let's move on. It was like I can't even function anymore. So yeah, I liked this whole sequence.
I mean, I must admit, I like everything about this game so far. More so than 3. I thought 3, I mean, and we complained a lot about 3 with all the plot holes and crazy shit that went on it that made no sense at all.
Yeah.
But I think they got back to the realism, you know what I mean? They got back to something that you could actually, you didn't have to suspend your disbelief too much.
Yep.
And I kind of like that about it. And again, I love the transitions from one scene to the next, because in this scene he jumps in the water,
Yeah.
and then there's like you have all the credits which go on for. I mean, that whole up to the credits is a long time before you actually get to the credits, like the opening credits of the game, which again very cinematic. But the next thing, you're under the water. You know what I mean? He goes from diving into the water to being under the water.
And this is modern day Drake. This is what we know
Yep.
now.
And he does look wrinkly. He looks
He's
old,
looks-
doesn't he?
well, you know, you love taking pops at people. First me being fat, now Nathan being wrinkly.
No. Again, but it's again realistic. You can tell the difference between obviously child Drake's easy, but younger Drake and older Drake, you can see that he's looking a bit more grizzled. He's got a few more lines around his eyes. You know what I mean? And I really like that.
But he's still the same Nathan Drake we know, because I wrote a note here.
He
It
is.
says he's doing mom jokes. He's one of the lads. Do you know what I mean? He's just doing
He
mom
is
jokes.
one of the lads.
He's got a normal job,
And he's got-
taking
It's
shit
got
out
a bit
of
of
them,
a well. It's a bit of a shit. It's a bit of a shit job, isn't it? It's just like a
taking
kind of like
crap out of the river.
yeah. Find something that be worth something that's
also-
fallen in the river.
I quite like because you don't really know what you're doing here, and then you find out when you come to the surface that like he's not in some sort of foreign country where, you know, like some ancient city's been lost. He's just in a river in Boston, I assume, and you know
Yeah.
he's just getting crap out of the river. So they
Can I
kinda
ask a
pull the wool
question?
over
By
their
the way, I'm going to ask this. Right?
you can ask it.
So
It's legal.
So you find loads of treasures, don't you? Drake's constantly finding treasure
Yeah.
as you play the game. Why does he never sell any of that stuff?
Well, I think he does, doesn't he? Because he makes a comment about like to his brother later on. He's like, "Oh, you did all that and you got nothing." He's like, "Well, I found a few things along the way." He says that on the
Yeah.
dock.
Yeah, he does. But I mean, like, I'm making a joke about you having to collect treasures throughout the game, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Um.
So anyway.
It's just a joke.
Yeah. It's just a bit of a joke.
Never. What was I going to say? What was my note? Yeah, he's never getting tempted into a treasure hunt. Like he gets like pulled in a bit, doesn't he? He's like, oh, one of the workers says, "Oh, Nathan, we got this thing," and Nathan's like playing it by the rules. You don't have
Yeah.
a permit.
Yeah, no permit.
We're not doing it, and that is not the Nathan we know.
No, he's reformed. He's a reformed character.
He's all whipped.
Yeah, he's got a bit of silver. By the way, he's a bit of a silver fox now as well. He's got a bit of silver grey hair going on at the sides, which I kind of liked.
It's
Again.
just interesting to see like something dramatic has to happen for him to get dragged back into all this stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
he is very much like we only played the first 5 chapters, but in this chapter 3 and 4, he's like about 5 times it comes up like, "Oh, we could do this thing. Why don't you do it?"
When we cut, I felt it was kind of fun when we cut to it because he's looking at it, isn't he? He's sat in the attic of his house.
Yeah.
Look, and can I just say, right, talking about the selling of treasures, okay? You find all the bits that from previous games, which I thought was kind of a cool thing. You know, you find all these bits that were
Oh yeah.
from the previous game. But the first thing he picks up is a vintage Spanish gold doubloon that they found in the U-boat.
Yes.
Do you know how much one of those is worth
Go on.
if you sold it? So I had a look. I looked this up on. I googled it. I'm like, how much is one of
You
these
sound
worth?
like bloody Duke.
One of these were 4,000. look, he's scrimping and scraping $4,000 just one, right? And there were handfuls of those things on that U-boat. What the fuck? $4,000, right? And then I thought, right, he gets Drake's fancy decoder thing. How much is that worth at auction if it's authenticated?
Yeah, but it's sentimental though.
Fuck that shit, man. He's
Shit.
supposedly scrimping and scraping for cash, and he's got probably,
I
I don't know,
don't-
30 or 40 grand's worth of stuff just in his attic.
No, I don't think he's scraping for cash though, is he? He's in a nice house.
I don't know. He gives the impression that, you know.
I know he's in a nice house. He's not desperate for cash. I just
don't know.
got the sense that he's he's done all right with some of the treasures he's got, and he's now got a regular job. Like that's about it, really.
Maybe. I'm like, sell that shit.
But I think the moment where, because you have a lovely moment with Elena on the settee, and
Yeah,
I
can
think
we just say, I think she's had a plastic surgery reversed because she looks fine in this.
you've
game.
got a massive problem with Elena's face. I don't know what it is.
She looked terrible in Uncharted 3. I was like, what the hell is going on with your face? What is happening? They've definitely got it right in this game. She looks normal again. So that's a good thing.
Normal.
She looks normal.
She looks like a good old white woman, eh?
She just doesn't look like she's been to a dodgy surgeon in Los Angeles in this game.
Well, she must have gone again to get it fixed.
That's what I mean. She's had it reversed. She's had it all reversed, that shit.
Yeah. So there's the scene on the settee, and I think that's the best facial animation because it's just a scene between them two talking.
Yeah,
and
messing about.
There's no big hoo-ha. There's no fancy explosions or falls, and it's a good scene about them talking about, like, are you happy in life? Do you want to do this? Is this, you're somebody who used to go on massive adventures. Are you satisfied just taking shit out of a river and coming back home and making us dinner and stuff? So it's good.
And obviously they play Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Because she says, like, I'll do the dishes. He's like, no, I'll do the dishes you cooked. And then she's like, well, play me for it then. And I like the fact that it insinuates that Drake has never played a video game in his life.
Why would he?
No, exactly. But I like that, though. I like because
Why would
it's,
he?
again, it goes against the stereotype of a male gamer.
But then he
doesn't it?
looks
And
at that picture, Stu, and he's like, I could be out there jumping on those trees. He's
that's
like,
it.
I want
That's
to jump
it.
on those trees.
He don't give no shit about video games.
I want to jump on more trees. I want to jump on trees and cliffs and jump on trees and cliffs. I'm addicted to trees and cliffs.
So were you good at it? I was crap at it, by the way. I did terribly.
I was okay.
And she takes the piss out of you, doesn't she? She tells you how bad you are.
There's dialogue options in this game.
Yes. Yeah.
Which just threw me.
No,
Threw me.
which is no.
Stu, it threw me asunder.
It
did.
threw you. Oh, and by the way, we forgot
Taken
to mention...
aback I was. I pushed away from my desk and I fell over.
I'll bet you did. By the way, we forgot to mention Grappling Hook, which was in just about every game that came out around this time, didn't it?
Yeah, the grappling hook, I did feel like, I was like, okay, it works really fine. And I know Naughty Dog love showing off their rope tech because they've got good rope tech.
They've got good everything tech.
And in Last of Us 2, they show it off again, the rope tech in the first sort of few hours of that game. We get it. You got good rope tech, but it did feel like, this feels like Tomb Raider. Like, really feels like Tomb Raider, like the reboot of Tomb Raider, because she used a grapple hook all the time.
Yeah.
But I thought it was okay, and we'll see more.
Yeah, I was fine. I was fine with it.
Yep. And then obviously Drake's brother is back.
Yeah, it turns out he's not dead, but he did get shot 3 times. He's got 3 bullet holes to prove it.
And he comes back and sees you, and he says, "Oh, Drake."
Still a twat. Can we just confirm he's still a twat?
But less of a hair, like a line these days, isn't it? No hairline. His hairline's gone back, but still a twat.
It looks a bit like Ant McPartlin. He's got
I don't know who that is.
Anton Deck. So it looks like Anton.
You can't say his second
Big
name.
forehead. Big forehead.
You can't say that man's second name, assuming I don't know who that is.
Okay.
Right. It's Anton Deck. It's Ant from Anton Deck.
But it's Ant from Anton Deck. He's got a big forehead.
Yeah.
What's going on?
He looks like Butthead from Beavis and Butthead.
He does.
Yeah, so he comes back and he goes, "Oh, Drake, I've been in prison for bloody 15 years and it was awful.
Oh, they were never going to let me out.
They're never going to let me out. Let me tell you the story." And I would have gone, "I'll stop you there, Sam. I know I haven't seen you for 15 years, but I don't want to know."
But I feel like you've probably done something stupid.
Yeah, probably. And then
turns out he has. It turns out he has.
We
done something.
play as Sam. So the next chapter 5 is we're doing the prison break again. But what we learn is that he's got mixed in some mafia shit, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
The Naughty
Cartel.
So the official name of the mafia boss is Naughty Mafia Man, right?
It is.
And he says, Hey Sam, what the? I don't. You want to?
It's something like El Canto Blanco or something
You want to
like that, isn't it?
fucking get out of here, Sam? Like he's not Italian. I don't know.
No, he's a cartel
I
boss.
know.
Well, neither was that
It's
accent, to be fair.
I don't
so-
know. I don't know. Hey Sam, want to get the fuck out of here? And
Hey Sam, we're going to get the fuck out of here. Oh, my Italian accent is flawless. Thank
yeah,
You sounded Russian. I don't know.
I think that was the point.
Yeah, well,
So,
no, that was the joke. Yeah.
Okay, I get you.
and Sam's to be fair to Sam, he doesn't really have a choice, does he? Or he's like, you have a
No,
guy
it's
who,
either stay there or get out
Yeah,
with the crazy man.
which I suppose when you look at it is a choice, but it's not really a choice because that man looked at you as if to say, if you don't leave here, I'm going to shoot you in the fucking head. So
And let's
Hey,
be
you got
honest,
a choice whether to be shot or not.
for a year you've been convincing this guy you know where there's a
Yeah, I know
massive
where-
hoard of gold
Yeah.
and diamonds and
basically, that's what he's been going on. If I
Don't shoot me and I'll show you where the diamonds
if I
are.
was let
yeah,
out of
that's
here,
pretty much it.
I could show you them so much riches you wouldn't even know what to do with it.
Yeah,
and now
you don't need to
it's like the
fight,
boy who
kill
cried
people
wolf,
anymore.
isn't it? Because he's like, all right, then show me. And he's like, oh, I can't really do it, really. I don't show it.
Well, I've
He's
got a
like,
No,
clue.
the time's not right. You can't force these things.
It's a
That's
very
kind of what he does.
yeah.
That's exactly
it's
what
very
he does.
similar to when like someone says, "Oh yeah, I could beat him up, no problem." Well, there he is. Well, not
Yeah.
there. I haven't got
Go
the. I need
Yeah.
training and
I need a baseball
Yeah,
bat.
yeah, I need 6 months at least, like some cardio work and yeah. So yeah, then you escape. I think this is a great sequence, Stu. This is
Yeah, it is. I loved it. I
Pretty
loved
good.
it. I love. To be fair, I'd forgotten how good this game is. I'm loving everything about it so far.
and a lot of this really is not Uncharted, is it? It's a third person shooter, really. Like so far, you know, you do that small sequence at the start with Nathan climbing up the tower, but this is a third person shooter. This is like
Yeah, it is.
Gears
It's
of War at
definitely
this
more
point.
action orientated.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
The most disturbing thing I think that I come across in this first 5 chapters of Uncharted 4 is why does Nathan Drake have a flip phone?
That's a good question.
Because you don't want to be tracked by the CIA.
Like he's on the harbour bit with his brother, and he has a flip phone. Why does he have a flip phone?
I'll tell you why he has a flip phone.
When
Because
did this
it's
come out?
no, because it's a model of Sony phone that was around at the time this was
No,
made.
this
I'm
came
guessing.
out in 2016.
But when's it set though?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? It might not be set in 2016.
When
now.
is Uncharted 4 set? 2015.
Oh, well,
Why
maybe
is he
should-
got a?
No, that's bullshit.
For,
I
like,
know, look, I know, Chinny.
I don't
because-
know if I can carry on
No,
playing
just a minute,
this game.
just a minute. I know why. Look, I've got it.
You've got it. Thank God.
Totally got it.
And what is it?
Because look, he doesn't play video games. He's a total technophobe. He just wants a phone that does calls.
You know
and
what?
texts. He don't give a shit about.
I
like,
said this as a
He
bit
likes
of.
texting the old school way.
I said
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
I said this as a bit of a joke. But that is a very, very good answer. All right, that is a good answer because I was going to say I don't know if I can play this game anymore as a joke because he's got a flip phone.
I
But
think
that,
it actually fits with
that-
his character.
that is pretty good, Stu. That's good because he's a technophobe, isn't he?
He's a technophobe. He don't give no shit. He just wants to shoot people in the face and climb up cliff edges.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to do.
Yeah, maybe that's it. There you go.
Yeah, don't give him no fancy technology. You don't want to know about that. But yeah, no, I
He's
genuinely
just walking
believe
around
that.
with one of those dial phones, you know, just like
you go.
I know people like that, you know, who don't give a shit about smartphones. They just want a phone.
He's, you know the rope text you. It's him
Yeah.
just carrying around a landline everywhere.
It is.
That's all it is.
It
Just,
is with a
just
one
ring me on the landline.
Bakelite phone on me.
bringing that
Anthony.
extension cord.
Yeah, yeah.
So he goes home and he tells Elena, he goes, "Oh yeah, you know the permits came through."
Yeah, the
which
permit
obviously
for that job. Yeah.
came through just so he
Yeah.
can
So he's
help his
lied.
fucking deadbeat brother, who I would have just gone, "Do you know what, mate? You got yourself in this shit. Get yourself out of it. I'm having nothing to do with this."
If
you know,
if you remember this, then don't say anything. But I'm sort of hoping that this brother dies. You know,
I can't remember. I really don't know.
sort of hoping,
I really
'cause he's
don't
a
know.
prick, isn't he?
Yeah, it's just like, why would you? I know he's your brother and all, but I'd just be like, nah. Sorry, but no.
But,
No,
but also, like,
at you.
when you think about it, Nathan Drake is, and we all agree that Nathan Drake is a psychopath, but he's like sort of borderline like charming, annoying.
Oh, he's likable. That's a good.
Yeah, but
He's
he's
charming.
But he's
And
but
most
he's,
psychopaths are charming.
but he's
they
sort
are.
of charming. But he's
Sociopaths are like
also
that.
like borderline annoying and borderline like. You know, you could tell he was a rebel when he was a kid and all that sort of stuff. But his brother he took the bullet for Nathan. Basically, he's the one that
Yeah.
set the way for Nathan, and he did all the mistakes so Nathan could learn from him, and that's why he's a terrible person.
Yeah, he's awful.
And now he's dragging him down.
He is, and then obviously he gets back in touch with Sully. Good
Yeah.
old Sully.
We haven't
seen
seen-
him yet.
we haven't seen him.
seen him, but we know he's there.
Because
We
at the
know
very
he's there.
start,
He's
of
always there.
at chapter 6, at the very start, we see that we're going to break into some place or something.
Yeah, because we've got to get a replica. Like, there's another version of the Hollow Cross.
What you mean replica?
Yeah, so we've got to get the second Hollow Cross to see what's actually
Like in
inside it.
like in Police Academy 7, when they make the game, and then they go, well,
Yeah.
we'll just make the new game.
Yeah.
I got to be honest, Jenny. I kind of tuned out after Police Academy 3. The fact that you can remember 7 is very impressive.
No, I remember
is
7
impressive.
because they made a game in 7, right? And it's like,
Really?
what are we going to call
A
this
video game?
game? Yeah. All right, and it's like a Game
Oh,
Boy
wow.
game. They go, we're going to call it
Oh my goodness.
the game, and then they have to make a new
The
one
game.
halfway through the film. They have to make a new one. They go, the new game, like they just say the new game.
And
I
then
don't know.
David Fincher saw that and said, "Ooh, I'm going to make a movie based on that."
I don't know. Police Academy movies are terrible, but I always found that really funny. Oh well.
When Marge said she was going to join the police academy, I thought it was going to be funny and upbeat like that movie, Spaceballs. But instead, it's been painful and frustrating like that movie, Police Academy.
Yeah. So far, pretty outstanding Uncharted 4, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, I remember this being a great game. You know, when I
Yeah.
played it the first time, but
The
I've
tricky
forgotten
fourth.
so much about it. I've forgotten so much.
You can
of it,
stop
so-
there. You've forgotten so much.
I've forgotten so much.
You have.
I have.
I tell you what, you're starting to look like Nathan's brother
Really?
with your
I
hair,
guess.
with your
Yes.
hair,
Uh,
with your swept back hair, Stu.
He's not a bad looking guy. He's not a bad looking guy.
If
I'll take
only, well, he can grow a beard though, can't he? That's the problem.
it. Oh, see what you did there.
whoa,
So
whoa! You
funny.
take a pop of me, I'll take a pop of you. Hey, whoa, hey.
Oh, crack! There goes
We're all
another
popping
rib.
off.
Okay. Right. Are we going? Is that it? Are we done? I think we're done.
What?
Oh no, Duke's got another game. Grapple Dog. What is that?
I do have another game.
He does have
yeah.
another game.
I can save it for next week because I really haven't played very much. Why don't I just save it?
Yeah, because we've
I'm
talked
going
a
to
lot.
put it in the
to be fair.
bank.
And
Yeah.
we've got some stuff, and
And
you've
I'll
got
s-
another game.
Next
Save it.
week.
I'll
Next
save it.
week, people
week.
tune in. Grapple Dog is coming up. We're going to talk all
Yeah.
about
And
that.
save it.
I had a mystery game to talk about, which I'll save for next.
Oh, that's right.
Save it. Save it.
Oh,
save
snap. You're going to have all sorts of reasons to tune in next week.
Mm.
We are.
True, it's going to be annoying and boring, but there will also be some fun things.
Why don't you watch Police Academy?
Do we
instead?
have a Play My Game for next? We're talking about more Police Academy movies?
Yeah, we'll work that out in a minute.
We're gonna do.
Okay.
We're gonna do a
Okay.
Does It Hold Up of all the Police Academies.
Oh, does it? Hold
No,
up.
the answer is no. They do not.
We're gonna do that. Yeah.
Right.
Seem to remember the woman sexually molesting somebody at some point. in one of the
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
He was all
Right,
fine back
let's-
then.
Yeah, but it's funny when it's a guy getting.
Yeah.
molested. All right, go ahead. What's next? Are we doing emails?
emails.
I got
Emails.
news. Wait, I got a
Oh.
couple of news things real quick.
Oh no, seriously, we're already at 10:20. We've already
Oh,
done
but these
2
are good
hours.
stories.
But we're so
All
neat.
right,
We're 2
fine.
hours, and we've got a quiz as well. We've got
Fine.
shit to do.
Fine.
Okay.
Next week we're gonna have news. It's gonna be great. We already got news. Show how you playing.
Whoa, that ruled.
Okay, first email tonight is from
First
Alex
email.
Alex Green. And we alluded to this earlier. It says feedback to the show. Where is Duke's microphone?
It's right here.
It says, hello, veterans of the gaming lifestyle. Duke has been sounding a bit quiet a lot recently.
I am a loud mouth. Like it or not, I am never gonna pipe down.
I turned up the volume down. Mike and Stu become too loud. I've been looking through past live streams on YouTube, and Duke's microphone hasn't been there since episode 728. Where's your microphone gone, Duke? I know he was having computer problems.
Like he's on mic watch.
I know.
I know,
So-
right?
So maybe it's linked. I know he's having computer, so maybe it's linked. I do have hearing loss, and now Duke is very quiet on the show. Where the hell is his microphone?
All right. I want to know if this is what other people are experiencing. So other people need to contact us. Not necessarily. I mean, you can send email, SpeakPipe. I'm on Threads. I don't really use Twitter these days. I just want to know if my mic is better this week. If you feel like I've also been quiet in general lately, like, let me know.
Well, let's let Alex. Alex, you tell us. Was it better this week? That's what we want to know.
Yeah, but I also want to know if other people agree that I'm quiet. 'Cause
Well,
maybe it's just this guy.
I
guess
don't
it would
know.
be relative, but it wouldn't make sense. But anyway,
exactly. He said,
I mean,
"Thought I'd
there
bring
are
it to-"
certain tones that only younger people can hear, right? So someone was playing one of my classroom the other day. They were like, "Fucking stop it!" I'm like, "Stop what?" They're like, "That sound he's playing." I'm like, "What sound?" "Oh God, no! I'm too old." So anyway, maybe my voice is like that.
You know, if you play, if only people over 35 can hear Gilbert Godfrey. Did you know that?
Don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
you
Anyway,
know that?
thank you, Alex. And
Did
I
you
can
know
assure
that?
you- I don't care.
Yes, I can hear him, and therefore I'm old. Yes.
Can I assure you that Duke's mic is present and correct? It's just hidden. He just doesn't have it on screen.
Oh yeah. Oh, if that's what he means. I mean,
yeah.
maybe
He
there's some
That's what he
can't
means,
He
yeah.
can't
I mean, probably
physically
not, but-
see your
Oh, okay.
microphone. He thinks your
Oh,
microphone's
wait a
gone.
minute. But he said quiet at one point.
No, he did, but then he said, "Where's your microphone?"
Okay,
I've checked
okay,
on YouTube.
Okay,
and
I just wanted to
can't
make
see
sure.
your
I just want to make
microphone.
sure
He
that.
thinks
Okay. I
that
just
the
want to make
fact
sure
that-
I wasn't thinking just one thing, but he was thinking it might be connected. But
He was thinking your
thinks that
microphone
you
is
can't
missing.
see your
Right,
microphone
right.
anymore.
Okay,
that
okay.
you're
It's
quiet.
It's
Gotcha,
missing.
gotcha.
Where's your microphone?
it's
He
right
didn't
here.
even
Let's
have-
break down
There it
this
is.
email
look.
more.
There it is, right there.
Oh,
It's
it is
still right
there,
there.
yeah.
I just have it out of the frame
Don't
so that I
like-
don't have to keep dodging around
Right.
it. When
I don't like the fact that
typing
your
or-
microphone had an erection there. I don't really enjoy it.
I know it. I didn't like the noise, to be honest. That was a bit disturbing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can't
next,
make it go up.
next
I
email
know.
tonight is from Amar Parvez, friend
I'm
of the show.
This better not be about how I didn't say the thing he wanted me to say with regards to cheddar
Right.
on the fucking.
No, this isn't good. This isn't good. I'm
He
gonna-
was literally mad at me. I sent a
mad at
bone back,
us.
and he was like, "No."
He's mad at
All right, go ahead.
us. He's mad at us.
Oh
right.
no.
Question for the show. He says, "Hi guys, I hope
Hello.
you're all doing well. Now,
No.
this is a first for me. A little bit of a complaint
Oh.
against something
Okay,
that I
go
have
ahead.
noticed a few times, and the last time was the last episode. Okay,
Go
this is what he's got beef with people.
Go for it.
It's the way you slag off anyone who has listened to your podcast for a period of time. I know it's said in jest, and I know I may be accused of being a bit too sensitive, but by slagging off, poking fun at those of us who've been listeners for over a decade
Crazy.
and do it every now and again, it's a bit hard to try and take it as a joke. So he's not happy. He says, this podcast has been my companion when I feel a bit low. It's been a constant in my life. And right now, my only link to a hobby that I feel has slipped away from me over the past 3 years.
That sucks.
As per the remarks, maybe I should get a life and find something else to do. Right?
No. Not at all. Not at all. You're. Look. Let me drop the sardonic humor, ironic. Everything's a joke thing. I am so grateful to everybody who listens in. Tainted Brain gets up in Japan and just drops in to say hi and then heads off to school. I'm just blown away by how nice people are about our fucking stupid ass show. And I don't know how to express actual thanks and gratitude and love sometimes. So I like to just make the joke over and over again. But you're right, it is obnoxious, and so I'll scale it back. I'm not promising I'll never do it, but I am grateful and genuinely humbled by the fact that people care enough to listen and be part of our community. And anything I do that makes people actually feel alienated or at all sad or hurt in any way, like, that's not cool. I don't ever want to have that impact on people. So thank you for letting us know, and yeah, we love you. And I'll
can I just say on top of that
you made me do it.
when we make that joke, it's not directed at the listeners, it's directed at
Well,
us.
I made
It's
some
kind-
jokes last time. Yeah, well, no, usually that is the joke, but last week I did do a stupid joke that was aimed at the listeners. So,
Did you?
point taken.
Because
My bad.
usually it's like, who listens to this stuff? Who's listening
Right.
to us? You know what I mean? It's more self-deprecating, I guess. It's more
Yes, and that's the
directed at
difference. Is that right?
ourselves.
And I think it's very easy to make self-deprecating jokes and then just turn the weapon a little bit, and your target is suddenly over there, and it shouldn't be. It should be pointed at us. So yeah, we suck. You're awesome, Amar, and that's it.
Yes, Alma, we are glad
we
to
also
have
don't
you as
suck.
well.
We're
We love
great.
you,
You're
man.
great.
We
We're all
absolutely
great.
love you. Yeah.
We can spread some non-ironic love.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Armar, still, of course. He finished off Almar, still a friend of the show, I hope, in bracket. Of course.
Yay.
No,
Oh, of course.
no, that is
He will
totally fair.
never
But
not
like I
be.
say, most of the time, those sort of jokes are pointed at us rather than pointed at people who have listened for 10 years.
All we got to
do
do is make sure we
appreciate-
keep pointing them at us. Yeah.
Absolutely. We appreciate everybody who listens to the show.
Absolutely.
Okay, we have got another email off Jason, of course, got another listener of the show who's been for well over a decade, I would imagine. Jason, and he says, "Start a podcast, please." Start a podcast.
What?
He says, "Back to the previous discussion and stop crying already. We're not dropping this subject yet. No, we are not. First, I would like to say that I don't mean to be abusive with my language, though you can, so you can be dipshits at times. I actually think you guys are great, and Stu, especially you, because you do try more diversive games. But on the other hand, you deserve a smack or two every now and again. I wish the Duchess would smack Duke every time he plays a stupid sound clip. He may not like my jerk of behavior, but I'm not listening." On the topic of it's not work, the dude I know from the 90s that has this YouTube channel, Floppy Hard Drive, he truly loves old school 80s video games. I know he does not need the money from YouTube. It's not work for him. He just makes short videos every now and again. He does it for the love of the games and the community, sort of, but not similar, lol, to you. Speaking of Jacinta's voicemails, damn, I wish he should start a podcast. The voice of an angel. Of course, not as angelic as Stu's singing voice, but still unique. She should do voiceover for games. And last but not least, Saint Beazle. If you have anything on sale, I'm buying. But fair warning, I probably won't get it. Just kidding. Jason, the ghost with the most. Oh, wait, Chinny. Lebowski is funny. Napoleon Dynamite is just so incredibly stupid it's funny. But I get it. You're British. What are you going to do? So there you go. Thank you, Jason.
Hey.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah,
it's hard to know how to respond to Jason's stuff, but we love you, Jason, and I agree. Lebowski's great.
There you go. Right, okay. The final email this week is from a silent gamer, and he has sent us, as requested, an Elder Scrolls quiz. So here
snap.
we go. Yeah,
Just
well,
like
you
that,
asked, you asked and you get it.
Man,
You're asking,
I
you
wish
get.
he would send me $100.
Wow, I like that. I don't. He might do.
Yeah,
He might
it
do.
can't hurt to try.
Okay, he says, "Hi, Stu, Chinny, and Duke. As requested from last week, here is an Elder Scrolls quiz. All the answers are from Oblivion and Skyrim, so bonus points if you can guess which game they first appeared in with your answer. So here we go.
Okay. Let her rip.
Okay, question 1 of 5. Which of these is a dragon in the Elder Scrolls series?
Okay.
Is it A, Chili Billy? Is it B, Oda Having? I have no idea how you pronounce that. Oda Having. I don't know. Is it Odahving? You go. You have a go. I don't know.
Okay.
C, Abaddon, or D, Lich Dragon 40 Sacks?
It is the second one. It is the one that appears in Blackreach if you Fus Roda at the lamp that is sitting above one of the
Wow,
little,
that is so
temple areas.
specific.
I'm
Duke,
pretty sure that's right.
You didn't let me answer that first.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to say Chili Billy?
It was the second one. It's the one that appears when you fuss radar. You know, you spoiled my whole thing. I had a thing.
I'm sorry.
So,
I'll
Duke,
let you go first.
Can we
next
just
time.
clarify, is this Oblivion or Skyrim?
This is Skyrim. There's no dragons in Oblivion. Come on.
Well,
Stu,
I
what
don't
did
know,
you
there
ask
might be a
him? I
dragon.
knew
Whoops,
that.
whoops. Sorry. Go ahead, Chinny.
Oh, this is
Chinny,
Skyrim.
is this in Skyrim?
Now here,
Skyrim.
wait. Hang on a second though. Here's the question though. We know last time all the other ones were references to different video games.
Yeah,
All the
yeah,
wrong
they
answers.
are.
So the question, Chinny, if you want to show off,
Of course.
Yeah.
what video game is the dragon Chili Billy from? What dragon is the other ones from?
Abaddon. You see, I think
Abaddon?
I think Lich Dragon 40 Sacks is possibly from Elden Ring. I'm gonna go
It could be.
Elden Ring for that. Abaddon. I
Jenny, any
feel like I
guesses?
know that, but I don't know what it's from.
The problem,
heard the name,
the
yeah.
problem with what you've just done there, Duke, is
I
that
called your bluff.
is that I know. where Chili Billy's from.
Chili
really?
Billy. Chili Billy.
That's great. Go for it.
Go on. Where's it from?
What
Chili
is it?
Billy is the dragon
Yeah.
in Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh wow. Okay. Cool.
You see.
That makes sense. 'cause they have a lot
I'm
of
gonna
silly names in
go Abaddon. I'm gonna go Dragon Age Ikuik for that.
it. I think you might be right.
I'm gonna go Dragon
Or
Age Ikuik.
Origins.
Could be.
I mean,
It's
so
what-
I think it is
it's-
maybe one of the Dragon Age.
I think
games.
it's one of the Dragon
Yeah.
Age games. Okay.
Okay,
are you
go ahead.
ready?
Let's hear the
I'm gonna
actual answer,
stroll
yeah.
down, and here we go. And the answer is Obdaharing. However the hell you
Yes.
pronounce that.
Well said.
And it's the one that you trap in Whiterun's Keep, Dragon Reach as part of the
Oh, I got
main
it
quest line.
wrong with the second part. I feel bad about taking the
You were
point. I'll take
close.
it, but
You
I
were
feel
close.
bad though. Yeah. Well.
Chili Billy is from Banjo-Tooie. So that's what you
All
said.
right.
So well done, Chinny.
Well, he said Banjo Kazooie, but we'll give it to him. Close enough.
Yeah, Banjo-Tooie.
One of those games.
Abaddon is from Darksiders, so I was wrong on that. But
Mm.
Lich Dragon 40 Sacks is indeed from Elden Ring. So there you go.
Well,
So,
the
all
Lich
right.
King
You
is
got
in
that?
Elden Ring. The Lich King or something
Yeah.
like that.
yeah, that's how I thought it was from Elden Ring. So there you go. I got one of them. It's like a double quiz. It's like 2 quizzes in one.
Oh, really?
Question 2 of 5. Which of these is a plant in the Elder Scrolls? I love that.
Okay.
The amount of work that Silent Gamer
Jesus.
puts into these is
Yeah,
so-
that's right. So awesome.
Okay. So which of these a plant in Elder Scrolls? A snow pea, B a windmill wart, C herbs, or D I did the American for Duke, so he knew what I was talking about.
Yes. Okay.
And D Nirnroot.
Well, I mean, Chinny.
Chinny, come on, we'll ask you first.
I
The
didn't wanna steal your thunder again.
Skyrim specialist.
Is it Nirnroot?
Yeah.
It is Nirnroot.
It is Nirnroot, yes.
And I think this is
That
in
feel-
Oblivion.
Yeah,
This
that
is
feels
in
like
Oblivion.
an easy one. Yeah, it is actually. And it's funny because there was a pie chart one time on Reddit that said reasons why people harvest Nirnroot. And it was like, 5% in order to make potions, 5% to sell for profit, 90%. Shut the fuck up, Nirnroot, because when you're near it, it goes. So yeah.
Okay, Snow Pea. Where's that from then? Any ideas? Snow Pea?
No. But here is. Let me play you the Nirnroot sound. They have it on. Yeah, that's it. It's like shut the fuck up, Nirnroot.
Great.
Snowpea, is that The Witcher?
No, I think Windmill Wart is Witcher. Or is it herbs? I mean, herbs could be any game.
Herbs could be anything.
Yeah, well.
Herbs could be any game.
Mm.
Windmill Wart, I don't know. I feel like that sounds witchery to me. Don't know. Shall we see? Because I've no idea. Let's have a look.
Go.
Here we go. Of course. Oh my God. How stupid are we?
of course.
Stupid are we? Snow Pea, Plants versus Zombies. Plants
wow.
versus Zombies, Snow Pea.
It's been many, many years.
It has been a long time.
Okay.
Windmill Water. Should have got this because I played this recently. Botany Manor. Should have got that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Should have got that. Herbs, Resident Evil.
Yeah, herbs is very generic.
Again,
though,
could be a
so-
lot of different.
Could be a lot of games.
I would have
but
said
I'm-
like Red Dead. You pick up herbs in Red Dead and stuff.
Yeah, it is kind of prominent in Resident Evil because you use them to heal and stuff. But obviously, Nirnroot was in Oblivion in the first. time it
If it had said red herbs and green herbs, then I would have gone, then it's Resident Evil.
you see. Question 3, but then it would have been too easy. Question 3 of 5. Which of these is a faction in the Elder Scrolls games? Here we go. Is it A, the Diamond Dogs, B, the Luchadors, C, Dawnguard, or D, the Templars?
I feel bad. I feel like these are
Too
I played
easy.
the game too much.
Too
I
easy.
know,
So
right?
come, Chinny,
Go ahead,
come on, the expert.
I mean, I know, but maybe we should ask Duke.
No, we're going to ask the
No,
experts.
Stu,
on
you
the
have
show.
one. Go ahead, Stu. Go ahead.
Go on, Chinny, go.
Stu, you deserve a chance.
Read about it again.
You mean you don't
Just-
know? I
No,
thought
for
you
the
was being
listeners.
stupid.
For the
Oh,
listeners.
okay. A, the Diamond Dogs. B, the Luchadors. C,
That's from Saints
Dawnguard,
Row, the Luchadors.
Or D. Well, you're telling him now. You've given him one of the answers.
What's
Or
Yes,
D,
I
the
have.
what was C? What
Templars.
was C?
Dawnguard.
Dawnguard.
Templars
sounds,
is from Dragon
Dawnguard
Age.
sounds right. Dawnguard.
Yes.
No,
it's Dawnguard.
Templars
It is.
is the Assassin's Creed, isn't it?
It is
Templar.
Assassin's Creed.
Well, they are also in Dragon Age. So.
Well, there you
Diamond
go.
Dogs. What's that from? Because that definitely rings a bell. What's the Diamond Dogs
Diamond
from?
Dogs. It does ring a bell. I want to
does.
say Fallout, but I don't think it is.
I don't know.
No, I don't think it
Funnel
is
Snakes are
Fallout.
Fallout. Diamond Dogs. Damn
Diamond
it. I don't know. I
Dogs.
can't.
Plants
can't-
versus Zombies.
No.
I don't think so.
You get a little
I
diamond
definitely know.
dogs.
I'm going to kick myself when I see the answer because I know. that.
All right, kick yourself.
Oh, of course. Fucking hell. So Diamond Dogs was from Metal Gear Solid 5. I
Never
knew that
played
was
it.
I
Oh,
played
that's
quite a bit of
right.
it.
Because the
Yeah.
diamond shows up every time.
Diamond
should've
Dogs
known that.
should have got that.
Did you
The
play
only,
Metal Gear Solid
Metal Gear-
5?
Yeah.
Did you?
5's
Yeah.
the only one I played.
It-
And then I
Yeah.
went back to it recently, and I was like, God damn, this game's way too hard. It requires
Yeah,
stealth.
it is
Why do I
hard.
ever like this
Yeah,
shit?
it is.
Do you know what year
Uh,
that came out? That came out in 2015. That's like 9 years old
I
now.
can't find
That's
that a
nearly
lot.
it. That's nearly a does it hold up?
So the reason why I
Yeah.
don't remember you playing it isn't because I've got a bad memory. It's because it was fucking 9 years ago, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Well, that's true.
Luchadors was indeed Saints Row the Third. Templars was Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed. And
Yeah.
Dawn Guard. And which series did it come from? I didn't actually say this, but which was the first appearance of the Dawn Guard?
Well, I've only
Dude?
played Skyrim,
Oh.
so I know.
Yeah,
I recognise
I know
Dawn
it's
Guard.
a faction that you can join in Skyrim. I don't know if they existed elsewhere earlier.
No, it is indeed just Skyrim. So there you go.
Gotcha.
Question
If
4
you
or
want lore, you
5.
got to talk to Rich Webster. He knows all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
lore.
Which of these is a horse in the Elder
Horse.
Scrolls? It's a horse in the
Ooh.
Elder Scrolls.
Okay, okay.
A is Roach, which we obviously know where. Well, I know where that comes from.
I know where that comes from.
B is Shadowmere. C Epona, or
Okay.
D Bluel. Or Buell, sorry.
I know what
Buell.
it is. I know where Roach is from. I don't know where the other two are from.
No, so
Roach is. Let's get Roach out of the way.
Any?
That's Witcher 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Witcher 3 is
I know that
Roach,
one.
yeah.
Is it also Witcher 1 and 2?
No, it can't be the same horse.
I don't know actually, but anyway,
Certainly is
I'm
Witcher.
not sure which this is, so I'm gonna send this
Well,
over to you.
Buell is in Red Dead 2.
Right, okay.
It's a
what's that?
it's a Hamish's horse.
Okay.
Oh, you see, this is what happens when you got these bloody game experts. on
Epona-
site.
Yeah, we should ask about the
Oh,
letter and then
here we
Oh,
go.
there we go.
I got it.
Epona.
Epona is a Zelda horse.
Oh, okay.
I don't know which
Okay.
Zelda it is, but it's a Zelda
So
horse.
Zelda horse, and then Shadowmere is obviously the answer, I guess.
Shadowmere.
Yeah,
It's
but I
the
don't
one
know.
you get when you do the Dark Brotherhood quest, I think.
Right.
And is that in Oblivion then? Is that
Oh, it's
Oblivion?
Skyrim.
Oh, that is in Skyrim because it is in. They are in both. Okay, let's see. Roach is The Witcher 3. As the opponent, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Well
Oh,
done,
yeah.
Chinny.
I played a lot of that.
And Buell is obviously
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2, so well done for that.
Mhm.
And it was Shadowmere, and it was Oblivion. So it was Oblivion.
Really?
Really, it
What?
was.
I don't remember Shadowmere and Oblivion.
Well, I don't know. I'm just telling you.
La,
Question
Uh,
Now he's looking it up. You can. You
He's
just know
looking
he's
it up.
I am looking it up, and I'm not
He's
seeing
Googling it.
Shadowmere
He's googling it.
in Oblivion. Oh no, it does. It's in Oblivion and Skyrim. It's in both, apparently.
You see?
And Elder Scrolls Legends. God damn.
Damn, you were wrong.
How about that?
Uh,
well, no,
well-
we were both right.
Well,
Why
no,
does it
because
have
he
to
says
be I'm
wait. No,
wrong?
because his thing was which game did it appear in first,
Whatever.
which was obviously Oblivion. So, yeah. Okay, which of these? The final question: which of these is a location in the Elder Scrolls?
I guess you're right. Who cares?
Is it A. Tassing, B. Chorrol, C. Westhold, or D. Skalitz?
I got a fucking clue.
No, I don't know.
I actually don't know this one. This is the fifth one?
Yeah.
Huh. Let's hear him again.
So it's which is a location? It's Tassing, Chorrol, Westhold, or Skalitz. I go Westhold.
I think
feels
I
like
think
the right
Charl.
answer.
No, Westhold is too close to Whiterun and Winterhold. Charl, I think, is in Oblivion. I think Westhold is there to throw us off.
Okay, so you're going Chorrol.
Yeah,
Because
I seem to recall that name in
I
Oblivion.
don't, and I don't know where any of the others are from. So, and unless any of you guys do,
Nope.
No,
nope.
sorry.
Here we go then. The answer is Chorrol. Well done. It is Oblivion.
Yes.
Well done.
Yay! 5 out of 5. Perfect score, baby. Perfect score. Yeah.
And it has an
I would have been
oblivi-
ashamed of myself if I hadn't. gotten
Yeah, it
Go
has
ahead.
an Oblivion gate to be closed as part of a quest.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. okay.
Tassing is from Pentiment. I've never played it really, so I wouldn't have known.
I've played a little bit, but not
A little
enough.
bit, not enough to get to that. Westhold is For Honor, which again I've never
For
played.
honor.
For
Jesus
Honor.
Christ.
Which is one of the castles. And
It's a swing.
Scalit is from Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is a village,
Okay.
which is a hometown
There
of
is
Henry.
no
I think we
way
did.
we was gonna
I
get
think we
any of
did
that.
well with the others though. We've done quite well apart from that
Yeah.
one. So yeah, good
Yeah.
quiz. Thank you
That was a
again.
tough one. Good quiz. Thank you.
If you
Keep them
wanna
coming.
do-
Next up,
yeah,
it should
keep
be
'em coming.
Grand Theft Auto.
Oh
Let
God, yeah,
Chinny shine.
GTA series.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Okay, we have got a couple of speak pipes, and then we really do need to get the hell out
Oh
of
yeah,
here.
we do. A couple of speed pipes coming your way, friends. So just stay tuned and you'll hear them. First, I'm gonna play the speak pipe jingle though.
Oh dear.
Here it comes.
Pipe, it's the way to leave a
No,
message
it's
for
crap.
us.
Stop being silly. Is the
Oh.
person who sent us this.
Oh God.
Stop a doodle show, Google Scribble and Hunter Nation, Clinker. Clinker Smashing. Ciao Clinker, fantastic dunker tinker, Brindalicia coming on strong. Ja, de stijde pop thuis, dikke biet trappen altijd, bij heen wet op de wereld. Sta de hussen slaven, spikken snel, radar lug. Golden earring, dude.
What the hell was
You know,
that?
I know what that is.
What is it? Is it from
What
the
is
Fast
it?
Show? I thought it was
No,
a Fast Show.
It's from.
What is it?
You are close. It's from Harry Enfield. That is Paul Whitehouse and Harry Enfield, and they're doing.
That's why I thought it was a Fast Show.
Remember the Fab Radio thing? They go.
Oh
like,
yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
but it's in a different language. But like they're it's I think it's still them, but they're doing like a different language. Yeah.
It's like a
Very
quiz in
odd.
itself. It's like a quiz. Where
Yeah.
did the clip come from? The weird clip.
Yeah.
Thanks, I guess.
It's also an evidence of like send random gibberish to the veteran gamers. They'll play
No.
anything.
I must admit, when we got the weird one last week, I thought, is this Jason? Is this a Jason thing?
It's somebody just like they're talking to the wife and go, "I just send in a random clip every week and they play it." I don't know what.
But
Well,
this-
so
but
she's
this
like,
person-
"You- they won't play this," and he's like, "Well, they will." Watch,
So is
I'll
this a
send it in,
podcast?
and
Is
then
this a
tune in."
podcast that like does this? Then is this the point of the show? Is to like
This
send
is
a
what they
random
do.
clip?
Specialize in
Play-
obscure
No,
sound
no, no.
clips
It's
from years ago.
It's
no,
it's
no, no.
it's
They
about
talk
a video game
games.
clip. It's
I mean,
about a video game.
ostensibly, it takes them half an hour
Yeah.
to get to the video game discussion.
Oh
and then
right, so
they
you
just
send
yell
them
at each other
you
about
send them
stories.
clips about video games. No, that's the thing.
No,
I just
any
keep
kind of
sending
clip.
That's the
in
thing.
stupid
I
shit.
could send a clip of me using the toilet and they'd use
They
it.
just play it. They play anything.
Yeah,
No, they
can we just
wouldn't.
say, by the way, it does narrow it down because I'm guessing it's someone British who
Well,
sent that.
presumably,
We
yeah.
being Harry Enfield, so yeah, that
Or someone
narrows
who
it
did a
down
little research into British popular
slightly.
culture.
Slightly. No, because that's such a
Yeah.
random clip to pick.
You gotta be British.
I know. but I'm
Yeah,
saying,
you've got to be
you could
British.
do-
That's something you've remembered from seeing it.
I think I could fake it.
It also-
I'm good at pretending to be British.
It also ages them, doesn't it, Stu?
Yeah, because Harry Enfield is pretty old.
They got to
now.
be between me
I
and
don't
you.
know. He's big on the TikTok.
Yeah,
now.
I reckon you're right. I reckon it's someone in the like 40s, late 30s, early 40s, maybe.
I
All right,
think
what color is his eyes?
I reckon
Brown.
the
Keep
white
going with this.
male,
Brown.
white male,
The
early
white male,
40s,
30,
maybe
41 years old.
her thinning a little bit on top. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what
Bit
kind of
a
car does he
receding
drive?
hairline. I reckon they might be an Audi driver.
No, I think
don't
he's
know why.
I think he's got a Volvo.
I think a Volvo, and I don't know.
I think it's a
Don't know.
Vauxhall.
Could be a
Vauxhall.
Vauxhall.
I know
I was
Vauxhall.
thinking V.
Vauxhall could be a Vauxhall, maybe a Vauxhall Astra.
All right, our next speed
Well, like that
pipe
guy now,
has
he's
to
talking to his
continue
wife, and he
this
goes,
shit.
"That guy's talking to his wife.
They
They're
know
on
what
to
kind
me.
of car I
How
have.
did,
Oh
how did
my
they
God,
know?
the
What,
crow filed me.
you was gonna buy a
I gotta get a new
Volvo.
car. Why do you get a new car? Because
You was,
they know.
you was gonna buy a Volvo, and then you bought the Vauxhall instead. How did they know?
All right, next speak pipe is from Saint Diesel. What kind of fool am I?
Hey veteran gamers, it's Saint Diesel back again. After sending you 2 speak pipes last week about problems I was having selling
Yeah, you
DVDs
got
on
ripped
eBay,
off.
I thought I'd complete the trilogy and tell you about what has happened since
Oh,
then.
cool.
Please update.
Basically, in their wisdom, eBay have decided that the £40 that the buyer paid me for some DVDs is going to be fully refunded to the buyer, who is sticking to their story that the DVDs were not delivered to their address. They didn't sign for them, even though there's a receipt on the Royal Mail website with a signature, who The buyer says it's not their signature, so I don't know if it is. I wasn't there when they were delivered. So someone's got the DVDs, whether it's the buyer or not, I can't say for sure. But as you can imagine, it wasn't the outcome I was looking for, but I said I'd abide by it. And I didn't have any option about paying the money back. Once it was decided, it just was automatically taken from my account. And the only option left to me now about any possible compensation is going through the Royal Mail website. There is a procedure for lost parcels, especially ones with tracking numbers. But I've got to wait at least 10 days from the date it should have been delivered. And that's going to be next week sometime. So who knows what the outcome will be, whether I get anything. It could take a week, could take a few days, could take a month. I don't really know. But I wasn't really happy with the outcome. But I guess that's just the way it goes. So there you go. Not a great outcome, but I thought I'd give you an update.
We appreciate the update. It's so frustrating because there's no real way to appeal the decision.
No, I think he's screwed because Royal Mail will just say, well, it was signed for. We delivered it to the address.
Of course. What's Royal Mail going to say? We're going to take your side against eBay. Let's fight this together.
I think that's a pretty shitty decision by eBay, to be fair.
It's a very shitty decision, especially because if you've got a signature, like, I mean, look, I understand where eBay's at. I suppose you want, I don't know, is it worse to piss off a seller or a buyer?
They always side with the buyer, I think. They don't side with
customers. Always right. That's crazy.
Yeah, but then if they've got
this is a common
delivery.
I've heard about this. This is a common scam on eBay at the moment. It's just people just saying they don't get it. Yeah.
See, what would have happened?
Is the signature not worth anything?
No.
Like, is that not?
No.
You shouldn't bother dealing with a signature then.
You see, that concerns me because obviously I sold a controller for about 500 quid. I'd obviously sent it
before they had done that with you.
I know, but with mine, there was a photograph of it being in the hallway of the person.
Yeah, but this guy, I mean, would the photograph hold up? Do you think?
I don't know.
Don't think so.
That's just crazy.
That's bad.
It's bad for eBay. I wouldn't fucking sell.
So,
things
which is why,
eBay.
because I'm selling a bunch of stuff at the moment, and I've sold one or two things on eBay, and they've gone well. So luckily,
yeah.
But I've been hearing more and more of this stuff. So I've been, I don't like Facebook Marketplace. I think it's cack, but I do have a neutral place, i.e. my work, where people can turn up and because I don't want people turning up my house basically.
No,
sure, yeah. Well, you meet them in a parking lot of
so I was like, why don't you just meet me at the this building that has a lot of other businesses there, and then you can.
He doesn't need to know that's where you work.
You don't know. Yeah, so I'm thinking about doing that, but
that's awful though, because in my opinion, if he has got proof of delivery and a signature to say someone took it, it doesn't matter whether it was the guy's brother, sister, or whoever. Do you know what I mean? That's it.
Oh no, I know exactly what you mean.
Bullshit.
So, and I feel for you, especially Saint Diesel, because at school the students are always like, "Hey, let's do social media for this Amnesty International club that we have." And so I was like, eventually I was like, fine, we'll do social media. I don't have time for this, but whatever. And I have to run it. The school will not let students run it. I have to be in control of it. So I set up an Instagram account for our Amnesty International club. And every week, the vice president of the club made a little image and we would post it and be like, hey, this week's urgent action is such and such. Like, write a letter today. At one point, a few months ago, Instagram was like, you're blocked. You're not who you say you are. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? We're 6 people doing human rights work at a high school. How am I? And they said, like, go through these steps to verify your account. And I was like, all right. So I went through those steps and they were like, still not convinced, banned. And they just shut our account down.
Wow.
And I was like, what the fuck? And there was no way to say, like, can I please talk to somebody at Instagram? Like, I haven't, and there's nothing you can do. Now, that wasn't a huge deal because it's, just a little account, but it's the same thing with him, trying to talk to. I'm sure he couldn't talk to somebody at eBay.
But imagine, so you have a business on Instagram, or you're or you're an influencer, which Stu doesn't think is a job, but we won't go into that now.
Don't even bring it up.
So no. But what I'm saying is, what if your sole income was Instagram or TikTok, and then for no reason they go, nah,
right? They just
you're not who you say you are. Bye.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've seen videos of people like going to YouTube headquarters and being like, I need to talk to somebody. Like, that would be a nightmare.
Yeah, that is bad. I mean,
So relatively speaking, it's not a huge deal, but it did feel very frustrating of like, I can't even talk to a person. Like, that just sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to say, I bought a really expensive watch off eBay recently, right? And I could have quite easily gone, nah, it never came, mate. Do you know what I mean? Give me my money back. And
now, here's the thing.
Even though I signed for it and everything, that's just terrible.
If nothing else, Derek, St. Diesel, God, sorry. You can certainly go to this user's page on eBay and be like, scammer, down, 0 stars, like, mess with their reputation. This person can run this scam on you once, right? Yeah. You might be able to help other people get from getting scammed by this individual as well. So there's that.
It would be worth looking at his profile to see what sort of feedback he's got as a buyer as well, just to see if it's not, if it's happened before, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah,
you can put a note there to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, very odd. Very odd. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked. Anyway, we need to do some shout outs, I guess, and get the hell out of here.
I think it's time to do some shout outs.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out Derek, because mate, I feel for you. That's terrible that you've lost all your DVDs that you sold, and you ain't got the money for it now. That's awful, and Royal Mail are just gonna probably go. I hope they don't. I really hope they don't, but they're probably just gonna go. It's time for. We delivered it, not our fault.
Signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours.
Yeah, because you can't even almost claim it's been lost in the post because they've got a proof of delivery. So yeah, it's pretty shit. And obviously Armor. I'm going to shout out Armor because, mate,
we love you, buddy.
We definitely don't poking fun at you. We're poking fun of ourselves most of the time. So I'm sorry you took it that way.
So we're sorry. I took it that way. It's not even about interpretation. It's about the joke that I made that I recognize was uncool, and I won't be making that joke again. So yeah, don't go away. Stay with us. We love you, and we'll do better.
There you
go. Best apology
is
change behavior.
Over to you, Duke.
Yeah, I'm going to shout out Amar. I'm going to shout out whoever's sending us those weird sound clip speak pipes. Those are fun. I'll shout out Jason Gallagher, and I'll shout out Antonio, and I will shout out Tainted Brain for always saying what's up in Japan in the morning. And I'll shout out the Duchess because she's awesome. And I'll shout out the farm. We went to a farm party last night, and that was fun.
Nice.
Before we went to the Viking pub for dinner. So yeah,
cool.
Shout out to the Viking pub. Vikings. But
yeah, they're in Iceland, by the way. They're in that game. Sinuous Saga.
Yeah, they are.
They're slaving everybody and cutting their heads off. Cutting their heads off and stuff. Chinny, over to you.
I will shout out A Silent Gamer for his excellent quizzes.
Yeah, they're brilliant, by the way. Love them.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I like the quiz within a quiz. Quiz within a quiz.
Yeah.
So shout out to him. That's about all I have. And Armor as well.
Okay.
There you go.
Are we ready? Are we done?
I think we're done.
We're done.
I think we're done.
Oh, we're going to meet up as well.
Yeah, don't forget the meet up.
Right.
Yeah. So
don't forget the meet up, baby.
It's not next week, it's the week after.
No, the 8th of June.
Yeah.
8th of June in London Town. Have we got a venue yet?
Be there.
Do we know where we're going? Because people are saying, yeah, be there, but we don't know where. Just turn up in London.
We're going to meet
Wander around London.
Liverpool Street and work it out from there, I think.
Just turn up anywhere in London.
Gherkin.
No, Liverpool Street. Liverpool Street.
What time?
Isn't the Gherkin on Liverpool Street?
I don't know.
That's what I mean. You just turn up in London and hope for the best. Hope for the best.
Just hang on to the arms of Big Ben.
When we have more details, we'll let you know.
Well, all you got to know is that we're going to be in London on the 8th, and that's it.
How big is London anyway? I mean, you're finding each other.
Tiny.
It's 3 roads.
It's
Liverpool
so
Street.
Easy. I don't know what's wrong with
Manchester
people. It's so
Street.
Easy.
Oxford Street.
And England Street.
England Street. King's Cross.
All right, we're done.
Thank you very much, love.
All right, show's over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
Won't you?
Another record by Google that no one understands.
Won't you? Won't you? I'm not giving you money. Won't you just turn off the television set and go and do something less boring instead? Stay home, watch TV, turn it up, smoke some weed. Won't you? Won't
There you go. Another show in the bag.
Sex noises into the microphone for 10 seconds.
Excellent
Yeah.
stuff.
There you go. Good times. Loud Mike. Loud Duke.
Loud Duke is
Everybody's
louder
happy.
this week. Loud.
Yeah.
Totally loud.
There you go. And Nernroot is loud.
Don't ever do that again.
Okay, we're done.
God, you're
I'm gonna
so
stop
loud.
recording.
Right.
So loud.
Yeah.
So